Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited you're here because today we are diving deep into what they just cannot stop thinking about. This reading is timeless, so whenever you're watching this, the message is meant for you. So what makes this reading extra special? Well, we're not just looking at surface level thoughts. We're going to be exploring the hidden corners of their mind, those thoughts that keep replaying, the what ifs and the maybes. I know, juicy, right? Okay, let's get into our crystal piles. First up, we have pile 1, marked with a selenite pyramid. This pile is all about flowing energy and the lingering whispers of what could be. Then, for pile 2, we have a lapis lazuli palm stone, representing centering and the echoes of a shared foundation. For pile 3, we have a beautiful Amazonite tower, symbolizing balancing and reflections on unspoken truths. And finally, for pile 4, we have a sodalite tree, representing grounding and the roots of an unresolved connection. Go ahead and take a deep breath, close your eyes if you need to, and just feel which crystal you're most drawn to. There's no pressure here. Trust your intuition. It's totally okay if you're drawn to more than one pile, see what resonates. And now, let's take a moment to make a wish. Infuse it with the energy of these crystals and trust that the universe is listening. Okay, sending you all so much love and positive vibes as you choose your pile. I can't wait to see what the cards have in store for you. Hey there, friend. Welcome to your reading. With the selenite pyramid, it's all about flowing energy, right? And your theme, oh, it's so intriguing, lingering whispers of what could be. It's like the universe is trying to tell you something and we're here to listen. Okay, so first card out is the Lovers. Now, I know what you're thinking, romance. And yeah, that's definitely a part of it. I mean, come on, it's the Lovers. But it's so much more than just, like, a boyfriend or girlfriend situation. This card is really about choices, about paths diverging, and about partnerships in all forms. So it could be a romantic partner, absolutely, but it could also be a business partner, a creative collaborator, or even just like a really close friend. The thing that's jumping out at me here is the what could be aspect of it all. Like, what potential is there in this connection? What could you create together? What experiences could you share? It's like, imagine standing at a crossroads, and each path leads to a totally different, but equally amazing, destination. That's the energy of the Lovers right now. It's about weighing those options, feeling into each possibility, and deciding which one resonates most deeply with your soul. Are you being called to adventure with someone, or do you see them more as a safe, cozy, comfortable friend? It's not about right or wrong, of course, it's about alignment. And the thing is, this isn't just about choosing the best option, it's about choosing the path that will help you grow the most, you know. The path that will challenge you, inspire you, and push you to become the best version of yourself. Because ultimately, that's what the Lovers is really about. It's about finding someone who mirrors your own soul, someone who sees you for who you truly are, and someone who loves you unconditionally, even with all your flaws and imperfections. And that kind of connection, well, it's rare and precious, and it's definitely worth exploring, right? Oh, and there's such a feeling of destiny around this card. Like, you're meant to be on this path with this person at this time. It just feels so significant. And sometimes that means this person could be coming back or reappearing in your life in some way. This person represents, for you, one path you almost didn't take but still could. But okay, but what if? What if there's a little bit of fear holding you back? Because next up we have the Nine of Wands. And this card is all about resilience, yeah, like you've been through some stuff, you've faced some challenges, and you've come out stronger on the other side. But it's also about being guarded, about putting up walls, about being afraid to get hurt again. So you see this person who is standing there, like battered, maybe bandaged, with a bunch of wands, and they are like, I have been through it all, man. They are exhausted, but also like super vigilant. And I think that kind of energy is definitely at play here. Maybe you've been burned in the past, maybe you've had your heart broken, maybe you've been betrayed by someone you trusted. And now you're hesitant to open yourself up again, to be vulnerable, to take a risk on love or partnership. And that's totally understandable, right? I mean, who wants to go through that kind of pain again? No one, I know I don't. But the thing is, when we put up those walls, we're not just protecting ourselves from pain, we're also blocking ourselves off from joy, from connection, from all the amazing things that life has to offer. And what could come from this lover's connection? And I think that's what the Nine of Wands is really asking you to consider. Are you letting your past experiences dictate your present and your future? Are you letting fear hold you back from pursuing what you truly desire? Because, yeah, there's always a risk involved, there's always a chance of getting hurt. But there's also a chance of finding something incredible, something life-changing, something that will bring you more happiness than you ever thought possible. It's about weighing those risks and rewards and deciding whether or not you're willing to take a leap of faith. So you can see how this all fits together, right? The Lovers is the invitation, the opportunity, the potential. And the Nine of Wands is the hesitation, the fear, the self-doubt. It's this feeling of, do I trust myself enough to make a good choice? What if I get hurt again? And it is so understandable that you would be feeling that way right now. However, there's a deeper knowing within you, something that transcends fear and doubt. And that's where the High Priestess comes in. This card is all about intuition, about trusting your gut, about listening to your inner voice. She's mysterious, intuitive, and deeply connected to the unseen realms, and she appears when we need to trust our instincts and inner wisdom. The High Priestess is the gatekeeper of the subconscious, urging you to delve deeper into your own psyche. The answers you seek lie within, but they require quiet reflection and a willingness to listen to your intuition. She represents hidden knowledge, secrets, and the power of the feminine divine. She invites you to look beyond the surface and trust your inner guidance, even when things don't make sense on a logical level. Because the High Priestess sees beyond the veil, she knows things that you can't possibly know consciously. She knows what's best for you, she knows what you truly desire, and she knows the path that will lead you to your highest good. And she's telling you to trust that knowing, even if it doesn't make sense to your logical mind. Maybe you're getting a strong feeling about this person from the Lovers, a feeling that you can't quite explain. Maybe you're having vivid dreams or synchronicities that seem to point in a certain direction. Maybe you just have this deep sense that this is something you need to explore, even if it scares you. That's the High Priestess speaking to you. That's your intuition guiding you. And it's so important to listen to that voice, because it will never lead you astray. She is saying go within, as cliché as it is, because everything you need to know is already there. And that is the trick, isn't it? To actually trust what you know. So really, this card is giving you permission to trust yourself, to trust your instincts, and to trust the universe. Because you are being guided, you are being supported, and you are exactly where you need to be. So here's how it all plays out in my mind. You have this incredible opportunity in front of you, this potentially amazing connection with someone who could change your life, the Lovers. But you're also scared, you're hesitant, you're afraid of getting hurt again, Nine of Wands. And the only way to navigate this situation is to trust your intuition, to listen to your inner voice, and to let the High Priestess guide you. Because ultimately, this isn't just about this one relationship, this one choice, this one path. It's about learning to trust yourself, to love yourself, and to believe in yourself. It's about recognizing your own worth and knowing that you deserve to be happy, to be loved, and to have all your dreams come true. And that's what the universe wants for you too, my friend. So open your heart, trust your gut, and take a leap of faith. Because you never know what amazing things are waiting for you on the other side. And this all boils down to what they can't stop thinking about, right? This person connected to the Lovers. They are stuck in this loop. They want to move forward, but fear is holding them back. They know they need to trust their intuition, but they are struggling to quiet the noise of their past experiences. The lingering whisper is the, what if? What if they let go of their fear and embrace the possibility of love and connection? What if they trust their gut and take a chance on happiness? That's what's keeping them up at night. That's what's driving them crazy. And that's what they desperately want to resolve. And the rest of the story, well, that's what the other cards are for, right? I'm so excited to see what comes next. Okay, so we've got this whole situation brewing, right? This amazing potential connection with the lovers, but then there's the fear, that Nine of Wands energy holding you back. And the High Priestess is like, trust your gut, girl. Trust your intuition. It's all about going within even though it feels scary. And now, bam, here comes the Ace of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Okay, so aces, right? They're always about new beginnings, new opportunities. But this isn't just any ace, it's the Ace of Pentacles. And Pentacles, that's earth energy. That's like tangible stuff, real-world results. So this isn't just some, Piantheschi dream. This is something that can actually manifest, something that can be built, something that can be held. This is about security, stability, and laying a solid foundation. So how does this connect to everything else? Well, remember the lovers, that potential partnership, that choice between different paths. This Ace of Pentacles could be the key to unlocking the most abundant path. It's like this new opportunity, this new beginning is directly tied to that connection. It's not just about love or friendship, it's about building something real, something lasting together. It's about creating a life that's grounded, secure, and fulfilling. Does this person make you feel secure or inspire you to build something tangible with them? This is something you need to consider. And what about that Nine of Wands energy, that fear of getting hurt again? Well, the Ace of Pentacles is like a balm for those wounds. It's a sign that it's safe to move forward, that it's okay to let your guard down, that it's possible to create a secure and stable foundation, even after past hurts. This ace says, yes, you've been through some tough times, but you've learned from them and you're stronger now. You're ready to build something new, something better, something that will last. Like the universe is saying, I see you, I hear you, and I'm giving you this gift to help you heal and move forward. Think about it like that. And then there's the High Priestess, whispering in your ear, trust your intuition. The Ace of Pentacles is like a validation of that inner voice. It's a sign that your intuition is leading you in the right direction, that this is something real and worthwhile, something that has the potential to bring you lasting happiness and fulfillment. This could very well be the sign you were looking for to trust your gut. Are you feeling that tingle that says this is right? Listen to that. Okay, but let's bring it back to the theme, right? What they can't stop thinking about. So before, they were stuck in this loop of desire, fear, and intuition. But now, with the Ace of Pentacles, there's a new element, the potential for security and stability. They're not just thinking about, what if I find love? Or, what if I get hurt? Now they're thinking about, what if I could actually build a life with this person? What if we could create something amazing together? Something that would bring us both lasting happiness and security? Are they thinking of home, family, or stability? This is where their head is going. It's like, imagine them lying in bed at night, tossing and turning, replaying all these scenarios in their head. Before, it was all about the emotional roller coaster, the ups and downs of love and fear. But now, there's this new layer of practicality, this new focus on the tangible. They're thinking about finances, about living situations, about long-term goals. Are they compatible on a practical level? Do they share the same values when it comes to money and lifestyle? These are the questions that are keeping them up at night. But here's the thing, right? This is an ace. It's a new beginning, a seed of potential. It's not a guarantee of success. It requires nurturing, it requires effort, and it requires a willingness to take risks. So, what could block this ace from manifesting? Well, the biggest obstacle is probably still that Nine of Wands energy, that lingering fear and self-doubt. Are they truly ready to let go of the past and embrace the future? Are they willing to be vulnerable and take a chance on love and partnership? They have to actively work towards this. And then there's the potential for getting caught up in the details, for getting too focused on the practical and forgetting about the emotional connection. Are they so focused on building a stable foundation that they forget to nurture the spark of love and attraction? Are they so worried about finances that they forget to have fun and enjoy each other's company? There needs to be balance, you know? You can't only focus on the tangible. So what can they do to nurture this new beginning, to prepare themselves to receive this blessing? First, They need to address that fear, that Nine of Wands energy. They need to acknowledge their past hurts, but they can't let them define their future. They need to forgive themselves, forgive others, and release any lingering resentment or bitterness. A good way to do this is to spend time in nature or journal about your feelings. Another method would be to find a therapist to talk to and get some good advice. They also need to clarify their goals and values. What do they truly want to create in their life? What kind of relationship do they desire? What are their non-negotiables when it comes to love and partnership? Write them down. Get clear on what you want. This will help them make decisions that are aligned with their highest good, and it will prevent them from settling for something that doesn't truly fulfill them. And finally, they need to trust their intuition, that high priestess energy. They need to listen to their inner voice, even when it doesn't make sense logically. They need to pay attention to their dreams, their synchronicities, and their gut feelings. The universe is always communicating with them, guiding them, and supporting them. They just need to be open to receiving the messages. So the Ace of Pentacles is a powerful sign of hope and opportunity. It's a sign that they're on the right track, that they're being guided towards something amazing. But it's also a reminder that they need to be proactive, that they need to take action, and that they need to trust themselves. This is so exciting. I feel like we're really getting somewhere. But there's still more to the story, right? We still have those 3 cards left to pull. What are they? What's the next piece of the puzzle? I can't wait. Okay, so the 7 of Swords. This is interesting, right? Because we have all this potential with the Ace of Pentacles, but now we're seeing that things might not be as straightforward as they seem. This is not exactly the green light we were looking for, but maybe it is. Maybe it is exactly what we need to see. So, the first thing that comes to mind with the 7 of Swords is, well, someone's being sneaky, right? There's a feeling of deception, or maybe even betrayal. It could be that this person from the Lovers isn't being completely honest about their intentions. Maybe they're not as invested in building something stable as the Ace of Pentacles would suggest. Maybe they're just looking for something casual, or maybe they have other commitments that they're not telling you about. Or it might not even be about that person. Could someone else be trying to deceive you or them, even? Be on the lookout. And it's not necessarily malicious, you know. Sometimes people are sneaky because they're afraid of confrontation. Maybe this person is avoiding difficult conversations or trying to take the easy way out of a situation. Perhaps they are attempting to avoid something. Maybe they're afraid of commitment, or maybe they're just not ready to be vulnerable. Maybe they are protecting something that they don't think you deserve to know, and so they are running away with it. This is something to consider too. But then, thinking about the 9 of Wands, that fear of getting hurt, maybe you're the one who's being a little sneaky, you know? Maybe you're not being completely honest with yourself about what you want. Maybe you're afraid of putting yourself out there, so you're playing it cool or holding back emotionally. It's also possible you are seeing what the other person is doing before you put your neck on the line. I mean, it makes sense, right? You don't want to get hurt. The 9 of Wands is screaming, protect yourself, and that's okay. Or here's another thought. Could it be that this whole situation is making you want to run? The 7 of Swords can sometimes represent someone trying to escape a difficult situation. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed by all the possibilities and challenges, and you just want to take your swords and sneak away. I feel like this happens a lot. There's so much going on, and you are just like, nope, not for me. We had the Lovers and that potential connection, but now you're realizing it might be more complicated than you thought. Maybe you are realizing the commitment that it might actually take, and so the work involved is intimidating you. And the Ace of Pentacles, with all that talk about stability and building a future, maybe it's just too much pressure, you know. The 7 of Swords could be saying, hey, it's okay to take a step back, it's okay to reassess, it's okay to choose a different path if that's what feels right. Maybe you are more of a free spirit and would rather live your life as a wild thing and not settle down just yet. But then, how does this all connect with the High Priestess? That's the key here, right? Because she's all about intuition and trusting your inner voice. And maybe your intuition is telling you that something's not quite right, that there's something hidden or deceptive going on. She may be leading you away from something you don't even know is bad. Trust what you feel. Maybe you're picking up on subtle cues, or maybe you're just getting a gut feeling that you can't explain. The High Priestess is urging you to listen to that feeling, to pay attention to the red flags, and to not ignore your intuition, even if it's telling you something you don't want to hear. That can be so hard, right? You don't want to hurt feelings, but you also don't want to get screwed. So, like with the selenite pyramid and that flowing energy, this could be about letting go of illusions, right? Letting go of the idea that everything is perfect and embracing the reality that there might be some challenges or deceptions to navigate. It's about allowing yourself to see things as they truly are, without sugarcoating or pretending that everything's okay when it's not. And with the theme of lingering whispers of what could be, the Seven of Swords could be highlighting the potential for disappointment, the potential for things to not work out as you hoped. It's like that whisper is saying, what if this isn't what you thought it was? What if this person isn't who you thought they were? What if you're setting yourself up for heartbreak? Those questions are scary, but they are good to consider. But here's the thing, right? The Seven of Swords isn't necessarily a bad card. It's just a warning, a reminder to be cautious and to trust your intuition. It's saying, hey, pay attention, be aware, and don't be afraid to walk away if something doesn't feel right. It's almost like a little yellow flag saying, caution. It can also be a call to action. Maybe you need to be more assertive, more honest about your needs and desires. Maybe you need to set some boundaries, or maybe you need to have a difficult conversation. Don't let the fear of confrontation hold you back from speaking your truth. Okay, so, bringing it back to what they can't stop thinking about, right? This person connected to the Lovers, who's now dealing with the potential of the Ace of Pentacles and this Seven of Swords energy. What are they obsessing over? Well, maybe they're wondering if they're being deceived. Are they questioning this person's motives? Are they worried that they're not getting the whole story? Is there something that this person is hiding from them? Or are they wondering if they are being deceptive? Are they hiding their true feelings? Are they afraid of being vulnerable? Are they playing games to protect themselves? This card is all about secrets, and maybe they know they have some too. Or maybe they're just feeling overwhelmed by the whole situation. They're thinking, is this too much? Is this too complicated? Do I really want to deal with all this drama? And so maybe they're tempted to just run away, to take their swords and disappear. And how does this affect the potential of the Ace of Pentacles? Well, the Seven of Swords could definitely block that energy if it's not addressed. If there's deception or dishonesty in the mix, it's going to be very difficult to build a stable foundation. If either person is holding back or playing games, it's going to create a lot of mistrust and resentment. But if they're willing to be honest with themselves and with each other, if they're willing to address the challenges and navigate the tricky situations, then the Seven of Swords can actually be a catalyst for growth and deeper connection. It can force them to communicate more openly, to be more vulnerable, and to build a relationship that's based on trust and authenticity. This is what we want. So, what can they do to overcome these challenges? How can they transform this Seven of Swords energy into something positive? First, they need to be honest with themselves. They need to really examine their own motives and desires. What do they truly want? What are they afraid of? What are they willing to do to make this work? They also need to communicate openly and honestly with each other. They need to be willing to have those difficult conversations, even if it's uncomfortable. They need to create a safe space where they can both be vulnerable and share their true feelings without judgment. That is so important. And they need to trust their intuition. If something feels off, they need to pay attention to that feeling. They need to ask questions, to dig deeper, and to not be afraid to walk away if something doesn't feel right. The Seven of Swords is a tricky card, but it's also a powerful one. It's a reminder that relationships aren't always easy, but they're always worth fighting for, as long as there's honesty, trust, and a willingness to work through the challenges. Okay, this is getting so intense. I'm like on the edge of my seat. What's coming next? How is this all going to play out? I can't even imagine. One card to go, and it feels like anything could happen. What does the universe have in store? I am so excited to see. Let's find out. Okay. So after all of that, after the potential, after the sneaking around, here comes the devil. Oh man, this is intense, right? Like we're going from sneaky to seriously stuck. So the devil card, it's not like, run for the hills, everything's doomed. It's more about recognizing where you might be feeling trapped, where you might be feeling limited, and what's holding you back from your true potential. So it's all about unhealthy attachments, limitations, and maybe even addiction. This devil is the one we make ourselves. And wow, does it feel like it is a pivotal moment here for your reading? So how does this connect to the lovers? Well, maybe that potential connection has turned into something a little, unhealthy, you know? Like, maybe you're so obsessed with this person, or they're so obsessed with you, that it's not even about love anymore. It's more about control, or neediness, or just this feeling that you can't live without them. Could there be an unhealthy codependency here? Or, thinking about the Nine of Wands, that fear of getting hurt again, maybe that fear has morphed into something darker. Maybe you're so afraid of being vulnerable that you're pushing this person away. Or maybe you're sabotaging the relationship before it even has a chance to begin. You might be creating the very thing you are trying to avoid. And the High Priestess, right? Trusting your intuition. Maybe you're ignoring your intuition because you're so caught up in the drama, or because you're afraid of what your intuition might be telling you. Are you turning a blind eye to red flags because you are trapped by this person? The High Priestess wants you to be free, but the devil has got you chained down. What a concept. Now the Ace of Pentacles, that new beginning, that chance to build something real. The devil could be blocking that completely. Maybe you're so focused on the physical, on the material, that you're neglecting the emotional, the spiritual, the things that really matter. Or maybe you're using money or possessions to control this person or to keep them from leaving. How toxic, right? So, are either of you using money to control the relationship? This could be something to think about. And then the Seven of Swords, with all that deception and sneaking around. The devil could be the reason for that. Maybe someone's being dishonest because they're afraid of losing control, or because they're trying to manipulate the situation to their advantage. Maybe the sneaking is because someone is addicted to the drama of it all. What a twist. Okay, so, what are some specific scenarios here? What could this actually look like in real life? Well, maybe this person has an addiction, right? It could be drugs, alcohol, gambling, sex, anything that's consuming their life and preventing them from being fully present in the relationship. And maybe you're enabling that addiction, or maybe you're trying to control it, but either way, it's creating a really unhealthy dynamic. Or maybe you have the addiction, and it is turning you into a devil that you don't want to be. Or maybe it's about control, right? Maybe this person is super jealous and possessive, and they're trying to isolate you from your friends and family. They might be constantly checking your phone, or demanding to know where you are at all times. And maybe you're giving in to that control, because you're afraid of losing them, or because you think it's a sign of love. And so they are taking advantage of your vulnerable heart. Or maybe it's about limiting beliefs, right? Maybe you don't think you deserve to be happy, or you don't think you're good enough for this person. And so you're settling for less than you deserve, or you're sabotaging the relationship because you're afraid of getting hurt. You might even be the devil here, or it could all be about sex, right? Like, are you having sex just because you feel like you should, or because you're afraid of losing this person if you don't? Is sex being used as a way to manipulate or control the other person? Is there a healthy level of intimacy, or does it feel forced and uncomfortable? Because if sex is the only thing holding the two of you together, that is not a good thing. And bringing it back to the theme, right? What they can't stop thinking about. So, this person connected to the lovers, now dealing with the devil. What's consuming their thoughts? Maybe they're realizing that they're trapped in a situation that's not good for them. Maybe they're starting to see the unhealthy patterns, the codependency, the control issues. And maybe they're terrified of what it would take to break free. Or maybe they're in denial, right? Maybe they're so addicted to the drama or so afraid of being alone that they're refusing to see the truth. They might be making excuses for this person's behavior or blaming themselves for the problems in the relationship. They may be too scared to see the truth. So, how does this all connect with the selenite pyramid, with that flowing energy? Well, the devil is like a dam, right? It's blocking that flow, it's creating stagnation, it's preventing you from moving forward. All that fear, all that control, all that negativity, it's just building up and creating this toxic energy that's poisoning everything around you. So where is the stagnant energy in your life? And what can you do to break free from these chains? That's the big question, right? Well, first, you need to recognize that you have a choice. You're not powerless, you're not trapped. You have the ability to change your situation, to break free from these unhealthy attachments. But it's going to take courage, it's going to take effort, and it's going to take a willingness to confront your fears. You need to want to be free of this. Then, you need to identify the specific chains that are holding you back. What are the limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck? What are the unhealthy patterns that you're repeating? What are the addictions that are controlling your life? Get specific. Write it all down. Look at it. Acknowledge it. Don't be scared. And then you need to take action. You need to start setting boundaries. You need to start saying no. You need to start prioritizing your own needs and desires. You need to start loving yourself, forgiving yourself, and believing in yourself, even if it is the hardest thing you've ever done. And you might need to seek help, right? Talking to a therapist, joining a support group, confiding in a trusted friend or family member. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You don't have to do this alone. It is never a bad thing to seek professional advice. The devil is a tough card, but it's also a really powerful one. It's a reminder that you have the strength to overcome any challenge, to break free from any limitation, and to create a life that's filled with joy, love, and freedom. You have the ability to make these hard changes. But okay, we still have one card left, right? What's the final piece of this puzzle? Are you going to break free from these chains, or are you going to stay stuck? Is this person going to help you, or are they going to hold you back? What is that lingering whisper of what could be, really? I am on the edge of my seat. What is the answer? Oh, I am so excited to see what's next. This is going to be so good. Okay, deep breath. After all that intensity, here comes the star. Oh, friend, this is like a breath of fresh air, right? It's like, after all the darkness of the devil, the star is shining down, offering hope, healing, and faith. I feel like we needed this card so badly. It is such a beautiful sign to see right now. It's like the universe is saying, hey, I know things have been tough, but don't give up. There's still light at the end of the tunnel. You know, it is what we have been looking for. And this isn't just any kind of hope. It's like a deep, unwavering faith that things are going to get better, that you're on the right path, and that you're being guided and supported. I always feel so comforted when I see the star card. It's also about healing, you know? Like washing away all the wounds and scars from the past and allowing yourself to be open to new possibilities. There is hope out there, so believe in that. So how does this connect to the devil? Well, the devil is all about feeling trapped, right? Feeling like you're chained to something unhealthy. But the star is like, no, you don't have to stay there. There's a way out. It's like a beacon of light guiding you towards freedom. It is. The star is the key to breaking those chains, to releasing those unhealthy attachments, and to reclaiming your power. The star wants you to realize that you are not those chains. Maybe you're addicted to drama. The star can help with that. It's about recognizing that you deserve better, that you deserve to be happy and free, and that you have the strength to create that life for yourself. This strength is within you, so trust that. Maybe you feel like you can't live without them. No way. The star is a way out of this thinking. It's like, imagine yourself standing in a dark room, chained to the wall, and suddenly a star shines through the window, illuminating the room and showing you the path to the door. The star is that light. It is the path. You just have to choose to follow it. And thinking about the lovers, the Nine of Wands, and the High Priestess, the star is like a reminder to trust yourself, to heal from past wounds, and to open yourself up to new possibilities. The lovers was all about potential, right? But then the Nine of Wands showed up with all that fear. The star is saying, it's okay to be scared, but don't let that fear hold you back. The Star knows it can be hard to trust after being hurt. The Nine of Wands knows this all too well. The High Priestess told you to trust your intuition, and the Star is like a confirmation that you're on the right track. Your intuition is guiding you towards healing and hope, so listen to it. That little voice inside of you is correct, so have faith. It's like you've been through some tough times, you've faced some challenges, and you've come out stronger on the other side. But now it's time to let go of the past, to heal your wounds, and to embrace the future with hope and optimism. Now, let's link this to that Ace of Pentacles, that new beginning, that chance to build something real. The devil could have blocked that, right? With all those unhealthy attachments and limitations. But the Star is like, no, you can still create something amazing. You just need to build it on a foundation of hope and faith, not fear and control. It's about recognizing that you deserve to have a stable, secure, and fulfilling life, and that you have the power to create that for yourself. This is the moment to take control. The Ace of Pentacles is offering you this opportunity, this chance to build something lasting, but you need to approach it with a positive attitude, with a belief that it's possible, and with a willingness to put in the effort. This is something that is going to take work to create, but nothing good comes easy, right? That's right. And what about that Seven of Swords with all that deception and sneaking around? The Star is like, honesty is the best policy. Seriously, if there's been any dishonesty or deception in the mix, it's time to clear the air, to be transparent, and to build a relationship based on trust and authenticity. Hiding is not the way. It's about recognizing that you deserve to be with someone who's honest and trustworthy, and that you need to be honest and trustworthy yourself. That Seven of Swords is all about secrets, but the Star wants to shine a light on those secrets, to bring them out into the open, and to heal any wounds that they may have caused. It's like, imagine yourself walking through a dark forest, and suddenly the Star appears in the sky, illuminating the path ahead and revealing any hidden dangers. And you can then avoid these dangers. So, like, what are some different scenarios here? What could this actually look like in your life? Well, maybe you've been feeling really down lately, like you're stuck in a rut, and you don't see any way out. The Star is a sign that things are going to get better, that you're going to find your way, and that you're going to rediscover your joy and passion for life. The Star will lead you to it. Or maybe you've been struggling with a difficult relationship, and you're not sure if it's worth saving. The Star is a reminder that healing is possible, that you can work through your issues, and that you can create a relationship that's based on love, trust, and respect. So do what you can to build up your relationships in a healthy way. Or maybe you're facing a big decision, and you're not sure which path to take. The Star is urging you to trust your intuition, to follow your heart, and to believe that you're being guided towards your highest good. So have faith in your intuition. And like, with that theme, lingering whispers of what could be, is this glimpse of hope from the Star what's keeping them going? Is it the light that shines through the darkness? Are they clinging to the faith that things can get better, even when everything feels hopeless? The whispers of what could be, is that better future something that is worth fighting for? The Star definitely thinks so. It's like, even when you're surrounded by darkness, there's always a glimmer of hope, a spark of light that can guide you forward. You just have to be willing to see it, to believe in it, and to follow it. Okay, wow, so the Star is a sign of hope. This has been intense, right? But we're not done yet. We still have one card left to pull. What's the final piece of this puzzle? What's the ultimate outcome of this whole situation? Is this person going to find their way to the Star, or are they going to stay lost in the darkness? Oh, I am so excited to see. Let's find out. Okay, so let's just take a moment to breathe, right? We've been through so much in this reading. I mean, we started with this amazing potential connection with the lovers, like fireworks and butterflies and all that good stuff. But then we saw the fear creeping in with the Nine of Wands, that hesitation, that self-doubt. And the High Priestess was like, trust your gut, girl. You know. Listen to your intuition. And then, boom, the Ace of Pentacles, this new beginning, this chance to build something real. But then, the Seven of Swords showed up, hinting at deception, at things not being quite what they seem. And then the devil, oh man, the devil. That was intense, right? feeling trapped, feeling controlled, feeling like you're chained to something unhealthy. But thankfully, thank goodness, the star appeared, shining down with hope and healing, reminding you that you deserve better, that you deserve to be free. That even after going through all of that, it is not the end of the road. And now, after all of that, we have the Eight of Cups. And this card, friend, this card is all about walking away. It's about leaving behind what no longer serves you. It's about recognizing that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to turn your back on a situation, even if it's painful, even if it's scary, even if it's what you thought you wanted. It's about choosing yourself, about choosing your own well-being, about choosing your own happiness. I can feel this on a personal level, and I am sure you can too. So, picture this, right? You're standing there, looking at these 8 cups, and they're all lined up, they're all full, but something just doesn't feel right. There's a sense of emptiness, a sense of dissatisfaction, a sense that something's missing. And you realize that these cups, they're not bringing you joy anymore. They're not nourishing you, they're not fulfilling you. And so you make the decision to walk away, to leave them behind, to go in search of something more, something better, something that truly resonates with your soul. This resonates so much with how I feel right now, and I feel like I need to do the same thing. Does it resonate with you? But here's the thing, right? Walking away isn't always easy. It can be really, really hard. It can be scary because you're stepping into the unknown, you're leaving behind what's familiar, what's comfortable. You might be afraid of what people will think, you might be afraid of being alone, you might be afraid of failing. All of this is really intimidating and can make it so much harder to take the leap of faith. But the Eight of Cups is telling you that it's worth it. It's telling you that you're strong enough, that you're brave enough, and that you deserve to be happy. It's telling you that there are so many amazing possibilities waiting for you on the other side, and that you just need to trust yourself and take that first step. So what is holding you back? What fears are you facing? And really, this card isn't just about walking away from a relationship, although it can definitely apply to that. It can also be about walking away from a job, from a friendship, from a situation, from a belief, from anything that's no longer serving you. It's about decluttering your life, both physically and emotionally, and making space for new and better things to come in. This really makes me think of my house and how much I need to clean up and get rid of things. How about you? It's like, imagine you're cleaning out your closet, right? And you come across all these clothes that you used to love, but they don't fit you anymore, or they're out of style, or they just don't make you feel good. And so you make the decision to donate them, to give them away, to make space for new clothes that actually reflect who you are now. That's the energy of the Eight of Cups. And it's not always about something being bad, Sometimes it's just about something running its course. Like maybe you've outgrown a friendship, or maybe you've learned all you can from a job, or maybe you've simply changed your mind about what you want in life. And that's okay. It's okay to move on, it's okay to evolve, it's okay to choose a different path. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty for doing what's right for you. It is so valid to decide that something is no longer a fit for your life. And the Eight of Cups is also about going within, about turning inwards, about taking some time for self-reflection. It's about asking yourself those tough questions. What do I really want? What am I truly passionate about? What am I willing to let go of? It is something that you need to ask yourself and be honest with yourself about. What do you want? And it's about listening to your intuition, to that inner voice that knows what's best for you, even when your mind is trying to tell you something different. Because your mind can be a tricky thing, right? It can be full of fears and doubts and limiting beliefs. But your intuition, that's your true compass, that's your connection to your higher self, that's your guide. So let's connect this back to all the other cards, right? With the Lovers, that potential connection, the Eight of Cups could be saying that it's time to walk away from that potential, that it's not the right path for you after all. Maybe you've realized that you're not compatible, or maybe you've seen some red flags, or maybe you've just realized that you want something different. It is okay to walk away from something that isn't a good fit. Or, thinking about the Nine of Wands, that fear of getting hurt again, the Eight of Cups could be saying that it's time to stop letting fear control your decisions. It's time to stop putting up walls. It's time to be brave and take a leap of faith, even if it means walking away from something that feels safe and familiar. And the High Priestess, right? Trusting your intuition. The Eight of Cups is like a validation of that inner voice. It's a sign that your intuition is leading you in the right direction, that it's time to listen to that inner knowing and to trust that you're being guided towards your highest good. You are on the right path. The Ace of Pentacles, that new beginning, that chance to build something real. The Eight of Cups could be saying that it's time to walk away from that particular opportunity, that it's not the right foundation for you to build on. Maybe you've realized that it's not aligned with your values, or maybe you've realized that it's not going to bring you the stability and security that you desire. And with the Seven of Swords, that deception, the Eight of Cups could be saying that it's time to walk away from a situation where you're not being treated with honesty and respect. It's time to surround yourself with people who are trustworthy and genuine, and to create a life that's based on integrity and authenticity. Don't be around people who are going to deceive you. You deserve better. The Devil is a powerful card, and the Eight of Cups comes along to push you away from its clutches. And then the Star, that hope and healing, the Eight of Cups is like a catalyst for that transformation. It's the act of walking away that allows you to heal, to grow, and to step into your full potential. It's like you have to close one door in order to open another, and the Star is waiting for you on the other side, ready to shower you with blessings and opportunities. The Star will come. So, what does this all mean for what they can't stop thinking about? Well, maybe this person connected to the Lovers, they can't stop thinking about the possibility of walking away. Maybe they're realizing that this situation isn't serving them, that it's not bringing them joy, and that it's time to move on. Maybe they're terrified of what that would mean, of the consequences of their actions, but they can't shake the feeling that it's the right thing to do. And how does this connect with the Selenite pyramid, with that flowing energy? Well, the Eight of Cups is all about releasing what's stagnant, what's blocking that flow. It's about allowing yourself to move forward, to evolve, to create a life that's aligned with your true self. You have this. So, my friend, my advice to you is this: trust yourself. Listen to your intuition. Be brave enough to walk away from what no longer serves you, and know that you're not alone. You're being guided, you're being supported, and you're exactly where you need to be. I have faith in you. There are so many amazing things waiting for you on the other side, and I can't wait to see what you create. All you have to do is believe in yourself. Thank you for letting me do this reading for you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Hey there, you guys. Welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here. With the lapis lazuli palm stones centering us, think of this reading as finding your balance point, your calm amidst the echoes of what built you. It's about understanding how your foundations are shaping what you're going through right now. Okay, so pulling up the first card, we have the Six of Cups. Oh, this is so interesting. Okay, so the Six of Cups often speaks of nostalgia, of looking back, and of familiar connections, right? I feel like, for some of you, this is very strongly about a person from your past. It could be a childhood friend, a past lover, or even just someone who played a significant role in your formative years. It seems like this person, or the memory of them, is heavily on their mind. I'm getting this vibe that they are thinking about simpler times. It's like they're longing for a connection that felt easy and uncomplicated, you know. It could be that life has gotten really hectic for them, and they're just craving that sense of comfort and familiarity that they associate with you, or with whoever this represents, but in relation to you. Maybe they see you as someone who represents a certain innocence or a time when things were less stressful. Oh, and here's another possibility. Maybe they are literally seeing you like physically. It's possible that they keep running into you like in their dreams, or perhaps they are thinking of your shared history or old jokes. It is as though the universe is trying to remind them of the good old days. Or you know what else it could be. It might not even be about missing you romantically or anything, but more about appreciating the impact you had on their life. Maybe you taught them something important, or you were there for them during a tough time, and they're just now realizing how much that meant to them. Wow. I'm also getting a strong sense of gratitude here. It's like they are thankful for the memories you created together, even if you're not in contact anymore. But here's the interesting part. It's not just about the past, right? The Six of Cups can also indicate a desire to recreate that feeling of connection in the present. So maybe, just maybe, they're considering reaching out to you. Yeah, I think there's a good chance they're contemplating getting back in touch. It could be something as simple as sending a text or liking one of your posts on social media. Or it could be something more significant, like wanting to have a serious conversation about the past or even rekindle a relationship. But I think they're hesitant, okay. I think they're a little scared, maybe. There's a fear of rejection or a fear of disrupting the status quo. They might be wondering if you feel the same way or if you've moved on completely. And you know what? That makes sense. Reaching out after a long time can be nerve-wracking, right? Nobody wants to be vulnerable. They could also be worried about bringing up old baggage. Maybe there were unresolved issues between you two, and they're afraid of reopening those wounds. Or maybe they're just not sure how to navigate the relationship now that things have changed. It's like, can we really go back to the way things were? Or have we both grown too much? I'm definitely sensing some uncertainty on their part. But I think that deep down, they really want to connect with you again. There's a strong pull towards the past, a longing for that sense of comfort and familiarity. And I think that if they do reach out, it could be a really positive experience for both of you. It could be a chance to heal old wounds, to reconnect on a deeper level, and to create new memories together. It could also be a chance to get closure if that's what you both need. The key here is communication, right? If they do reach out, be open and honest with them. Don't be afraid to share your feelings, but also be mindful of their feelings too. It's about creating a safe space where you can both be vulnerable and authentic. And if you're the one who's feeling drawn to reach out to them, then don't be afraid to take the first step. Sometimes, all it takes is a simple hello to start something beautiful. So yeah, this Six of Cups energy is potent. It is filled with nostalgia, longing, and the potential for reconnection. Just be mindful of the past, but also open to the possibilities of the present. Wow. Okay, so what comes next? Following that Six of Cups energy, we have the Star. Oh, this is beautiful. This card is all about hope, healing, and inspiration. It's like after all that contemplation of the past, after all those feelings from the Six of Cups swirling around, there's a sense of calm and optimism that emerges, you know? It's like a light shining in the darkness. I feel like this card is telling them that even if things have been tough, even if they've been feeling lost or uncertain, there's always hope for a brighter future. There is a light in the darkness. It could be that reconnecting with you, or just thinking about you, has sparked something within them. Maybe it's reminded them of their own potential, or it's given them a new sense of purpose. It's like seeing you again, or thinking about you, has reminded them of a part of themselves that they had forgotten. Gosh, this is such a good sign. Or maybe they've been going through a difficult time, and they see you as a source of inspiration. Maybe they admire your strength, your resilience, or your ability to overcome challenges. They see you as a role model, someone who embodies hope and healing. It's like they're drawn to your light and they want to be closer to it. It's as if your presence, even from a distance, offers them comfort. The Star also represents healing, right? So it could be that they're in the process of healing from something, whether it's a past trauma, a broken heart, or just a general sense of disillusionment. And you, or the memory of you, is playing a role in that healing process. Maybe your kindness, your compassion, or your ability to listen is helping them to feel safe and supported. It's like you're a balm to their wounded soul. You are an angel. But here's the thing, the Star isn't just about passive healing. It's also about actively pursuing your dreams and aspirations. So this could be a sign that they're feeling inspired to take action in their own life. Maybe they're finally ready to pursue that passion project they've been putting off, or maybe they're feeling motivated to make a positive change in their community. It's like reconnecting with you has given them the courage to step outside their comfort zone and pursue their true calling. What a glow up! They're also learning to trust in the universe, to believe that everything is happening for a reason. They're letting go of control and surrendering to the flow of life. It's like they're realizing that they don't have to have all the answers, that it's okay to just trust that things will work out in the end. It's a profound sense of peace. This card is also about self-love and acceptance, right? So it could be that they're learning to appreciate themselves for who they are, flaws and all. They're letting go of self-criticism and embracing their unique qualities. It's like they're finally realizing that they're worthy of love and happiness, just as they are. Yay! And you know what else I'm getting? A sense of faith. A strong sense of faith. It's like they are trusting that the universe has a plan for them, even if they can't see it yet. They are believing that everything is working out for their highest good. They're surrendering to the divine and letting go of their worries and fears. This is about truly letting go. So the star is a powerful card of hope, healing, and inspiration. It suggests that even after the nostalgia and longing of the Six of Cups, there's a sense of optimism and faith that emerges. It's like reconnecting with you, or just thinking about you, has sparked something within them. It's reminded them of their own potential. It's given them a new sense of purpose, and it's inspired them to take action in their own life. It means that the universe is conspiring in their favor. Now let's see, how does this energy play out with the next card? Okay, so we have the Five of Wands. Oh boy, now this card is often associated with conflict, competition, and disagreement. So after all that hope and healing from the star, it seems like they're facing some challenges or obstacles in their path. It's like the universe is testing them, seeing if they're really ready to embrace their dreams and aspirations. I feel like this represents internal conflict for them, but it could also mean external conflicts. It could be that they're experiencing some disagreements with others, whether it's at work, in their family, or in their relationships. Maybe there are different opinions or perspectives clashing, leading to tension and frustration. Or it could be that they're facing some competition for something they want, whether it's a job, a promotion, or even your attention. They might be feeling like they have to fight for what they deserve. And here's another possibility. Maybe they're struggling with internal conflict. Maybe they have different desires or goals that are pulling them in opposite directions. It's like they're torn between what they want and what they think they should do. Or maybe they're battling self-doubt and insecurity, which is preventing them from pursuing their dreams. This is a big old battle. But here's the thing, the Five of Wands isn't necessarily a negative card, right? It can also represent healthy competition and the opportunity to learn and grow. It's like the challenges they're facing are pushing them to become stronger, more resilient, and more resourceful. It could be that they're learning to stand up for themselves, to assert their needs, and to fight for what they believe in. However, the key is to avoid getting caught up in the drama and negativity, right? It's important to stay grounded, to maintain your perspective, and to focus on finding solutions. Don't let the conflict consume you. Instead, use it as an opportunity to learn and grow. You are strong. It could also be a sign that they need to find a way to compromise or collaborate with others. Maybe they need to be more open to different perspectives and willing to find common ground. It's about recognizing that everyone has something valuable to contribute, and that working together can lead to better outcomes. This is about embracing diversity. And you know what else I'm getting? A need to release control. A big need to release control. It's like they're trying too hard to control the situation, to manipulate the outcome. And that's only leading to more frustration and conflict. They need to learn to let go, to trust that things will work out in the end, even if they don't go exactly as planned. Just let it go. The Five of Wands can also represent a lack of clarity or direction. Maybe they're feeling confused about what they want or what they should do. They might need to take some time to reflect on their goals and values, to get clear on their priorities. It's about finding their inner compass and aligning their actions with their true purpose. Where is the true north? So this card suggests that they're facing some challenges or obstacles in their path, whether it's external conflict or internal struggles. It's important to stay grounded, to maintain your perspective, and to focus on finding solutions. Don't let the conflict consume you. Instead, use it as an opportunity to learn and grow. And remember to release control and trust that things will work out in the end. Okay, so that's a lot, right? It's like the Six of Cups brought up the past. The Star offered hope and healing. And now the Five of Wands is throwing some obstacles in the way. But how do all these cards connect together? Okay, so that's a lot, right? It's like the Six of Cups brought up the past. The Star offered hope and healing. And now the Five of Wands is throwing some obstacles in the way. But how do all these cards connect together? Well, that's what we are about to find out, because following that Five of Wands, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my gosh, this is huge. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune is all about cycles, destiny, and turning points, right? This card often signals a major shift or change in your life, a moment where things are about to take a different direction. It's like the universe is giving you a nudge, pushing you towards your fate. I feel like this card is saying that everything that's happened up until now, all the nostalgia, all the hope, all the conflict has been leading up to this moment. This is like a culmination of everything. But here's the thing, the Wheel of Fortune isn't just about blind fate. It's also about recognizing the patterns in your life, understanding how the past influences the present, and making conscious choices that will shape your future. It's about understanding what you can control and what you need to surrender to the universe. Ooh, so let's connect this to the Six of Cups, right? That card was all about looking back, remembering the past, and feeling nostalgic for simpler times. And I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is saying that those past experiences, those memories, they're not just random events, they're actually part of a larger cycle. They've shaped who you are today, and they're influencing the choices you're making now. Maybe that person from your past, the one you've been thinking about, is coming back into your life for a reason. It's not just a coincidence, it's destiny, right? The universe is bringing you together again to learn something, to heal something, or to create something new. Or maybe the wheel is reminding you of lessons learned from the past so you don't repeat mistakes. Or you know what else? Maybe it's not about a specific person, but about a pattern. Maybe you keep finding yourself in similar situations, repeating the same relationship dynamics, or making the same career choices. The Wheel of Fortune is urging you to break free from those patterns, to learn from your past, and to create a new destiny for yourself. It's about recognizing the cycles and choosing a different path this time. And the wheel is turning in your favor. Now, let's bring in the Star. That card was all about hope, healing, and inspiration, right? And I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is amplifying that energy. It's saying that even though life can be unpredictable, even though there will be ups and downs, there's always hope for a brighter future. The wheel is turning, and it's bringing you closer to your dreams, your goals, and your highest potential. This is huge. It could be that you've been feeling lost or uncertain lately, unsure of which direction to take. But the Wheel of Fortune is saying that you're on the right path. Trust the universe, trust your intuition, and keep moving forward. The wheel is guiding you towards your destiny, even if you can't see the destination yet. Or maybe you've been working really hard towards something, putting in a lot of effort and feeling like you're not making any progress. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that your efforts are about to pay off. The wheel is turning, and it's bringing you closer to success, abundance, and fulfillment. But remember to stay grounded, to stay grateful, and to stay focused on your goals. The universe rewards those who are persistent and have faith. Okay, so now let's connect this to the Five of Wands. That card was all about conflict, competition, and disagreement, right? And I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is saying that those challenges, those obstacles, they're not just random roadblocks. They're actually part of the cycle. They're necessary for your growth, for your evolution, and for your ultimate success. It's like the universe is testing you, pushing you to become stronger, more resilient, and more resourceful. Maybe you're facing some tough decisions right now, unsure of which path to choose. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that there's no right or wrong answer. Every choice has its consequences, its ups and downs. The key is to make a decision that aligns with your values, your goals, and your intuition. And then trust that the universe will support you, no matter what happens. Or maybe you're dealing with some difficult people, facing conflict and competition at every turn. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that those people are actually your teachers. They're helping you to learn valuable lessons about boundaries, about assertiveness, and about standing up for yourself. Don't let them bring you down. Instead, use them as an opportunity to grow and to become a better version of yourself. So, the Wheel of Fortune is really about the interplay of fate and free will, right? It's about recognizing that some things are beyond your control, that the universe has its own plan. But it's also about understanding that you have the power to shape your own destiny, to make choices that will influence the direction of your life. It's like you're riding the wheel. Sometimes you're on top, sometimes you're on the bottom, but you always have the opportunity to steer, to adjust your course, and to create a better future for yourself. But how do you actually do that, right? How do you embrace change, release control, and trust in the universe? Well, first, it's about letting go of your expectations, your attachments, and your need to control everything. It's about accepting that life is unpredictable, that things don't always go as planned, and that that's okay. The universe has a funny way of working things out, often in ways that are better than you could have ever imagined. It's also about practicing gratitude, appreciating the good things in your life, and focusing on the positive. When you're grateful, you attract more abundance, more joy, and more opportunities. It's like you're sending a signal to the universe that you're open to receiving blessings. It's about listening to your intuition, trusting your gut feelings, and following your heart. Your intuition is your inner compass. It's guiding you towards your true purpose, your true happiness, and your true destiny. Don't ignore it, instead embrace it and let it lead the way. And finally, it's about taking action, pursuing your dreams, and making a difference in the world. The Wheel of Fortune isn't just about passively waiting for things to happen. It's about actively creating your own reality. It's about using your talents, your skills, and your passions to make a positive impact on the world. It's about living your life to the fullest, embracing every opportunity, and shining your light brightly. So, the Wheel of Fortune is a powerful card of change, destiny, and opportunity. It's saying that you're at a turning point in your life, a moment where things are about to shift in a big way. Embrace the change, release control, and trust that the universe is guiding you towards your highest good. And remember to stay grounded, to stay grateful, and to stay focused on your goals. Okay, this is so exciting. I cannot wait to see what card comes next. It's gonna be so interesting. Okay, this is so exciting. I cannot wait to see what card comes next. It's gonna be so interesting. Okay, so we have the King of Swords. Ooh, now this is a shift. Okay, so after all that emotion, all that destiny and change, we have some clear, cool, intellectual energy coming in. This is really, really interesting. Okay, so the King of Swords, right? He's all about intellect, authority, clear communication, making tough decisions, like cutting through the BS. So immediately I'm feeling like this person, the one who can't stop thinking about you, is really trying to analyze the situation. Like, they're not just letting their feelings run wild. They're trying to make sense of it all, you know? They're trying to be logical and objective. But here's the thing, swords are air, right? So it's all in their head. They're thinking about all this. Maybe they're overthinking it. That's a possibility too. But let's back up. How does this connect with the Six of Cups? Okay, so the Six of Cups is all that nostalgia, those past memories, those feelings of comfort and familiarity. And now we have the King of Swords trying to make sense of those feelings. Maybe they're asking themselves, why am I feeling this way? Is this just nostalgia? Or is there something real here? You know, they might be replaying old memories in their head, trying to analyze what went wrong or what went right. They're trying to understand the dynamic between you two, to see if there's a logical reason to reconnect, or if it's just a sentimental impulse. Oh, and you know what else it could be? Maybe they're trying to detach emotionally from the situation. Maybe they're trying to convince themselves that it's just the past, that it's not worth pursuing. They're trying to use their intellect to suppress their feelings. But feelings don't just go away, right? Especially with that Six of Cups energy so strong. So it's like they're in this internal battle between their head and their heart. and the King of Swords is trying to bring order to that chaos. Now, how does the Star fit into this? Okay, so the Star is all about hope, healing, and inspiration. And the King of Swords is looking at that hope, that inspiration, through a logical lens. Maybe they're asking themselves, is this hope realistic? Is this inspiration just a fantasy? Or is there a real possibility for a brighter future with this person? They're trying to assess the situation objectively to see if there's a solid foundation for a relationship or if it's just wishful thinking. They are taking a very calculating approach. Or, you know what else? Maybe they're using the Star as a guide for making a decision. Maybe they're asking themselves, what would be the most hopeful, the most healing, the most inspiring choice in this situation? They're trying to use their intellect to align themselves with their highest potential, to create a future that's filled with hope and joy. They're being very strategic about their dreams. But also, maybe they're afraid of getting their hopes up, right? Maybe they've been hurt in the past, and they're hesitant to open themselves up to vulnerability again. The King of Swords is trying to protect them from heartbreak by analyzing the situation and making a rational decision. Okay, so now let's bring in the Five of Wands. Oh boy, this is where it gets interesting. So the Five of Wands is all about conflict, competition, and disagreement. And the King of Swords is approaching that conflict with a clear, decisive mind. Maybe they're realizing that there are obstacles in the way of reconnecting with you, whether it's external factors or internal struggles. And they're trying to figure out how to overcome those obstacles, how to navigate the conflict, and how to achieve their goals. They're strategizing. Or, you know what else? Maybe the conflict is within themselves, right? Maybe they're torn between their desire to reconnect with you and their fear of getting hurt. The King of Swords is trying to mediate that internal conflict, to find a solution that's both logical and emotionally satisfying. They want to be fair to themselves and to you. They're thinking, okay, what are the pros and cons of this situation? What are the potential risks and rewards? They're weighing their options carefully, trying to make the best decision for themselves. They're really trying to think it through. And the thing is, the King of Swords isn't afraid of conflict, right? He's willing to confront difficult situations head-on, to speak his mind, and to stand up for what he believes in. So maybe they're preparing themselves for a tough conversation, for a potential disagreement, or for a possible rejection. They're arming themselves with facts, with logic, and with a clear understanding of their own needs and boundaries. They're getting ready to fight for what they want in a very intellectual way. But is that the right approach? Is it always necessary to fight? Maybe sometimes it's better to just let go, to surrender, and to trust that things will work out in the end. That's something to consider. Okay, so now let's connect this to the Wheel of Fortune. Ah, this is so good. The Wheel of Fortune is all about cycles, destiny, and turning points. And the King of Swords is trying to understand how his intellect and decisions play into that cycle. Maybe they're realizing that reconnecting with you is part of their destiny, that it's a turning point in their life, and that they need to make a conscious choice about how to proceed. They are seeing the bigger picture. They're thinking, okay, is this just a random event? Or is this part of a larger pattern? Is the universe trying to tell me something? They're trying to discern the meaning behind the events, to see if there's a deeper purpose at play. Or, you know what else? Maybe they're realizing that they have the power to shape their own destiny, that they're not just a passive observer of the wheel. The King of Swords is all about taking control, about making decisions that will influence the direction of their life. They're thinking, okay, how can I use my intellect, my skills, and my resources to create the future that I want? How can I steer the wheel in my favor? They're trying to be proactive, to take charge of their own life, and to create a destiny that's aligned with their values and goals. They are really analyzing their control. But also, maybe they're realizing that some things are beyond their control, that the universe has its own plan, and that they need to surrender to the flow of life. The King of Swords is trying to find that balance between control and surrender, to understand what they can influence and what they need to accept. This is all about wisdom. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the King of Swords as a way of thinking, But what if this card represents them? What if the person who can't stop thinking about you is actually embodying this King of Swords energy? Maybe there's someone who's very intellectual, very logical, very decisive. There's someone who values clear communication, honesty, and integrity. There's someone who's not afraid to speak their mind, to stand up for what they believe in, and to make tough decisions. Does that sound like someone you know? Or maybe there's someone who's striving to be that way, right? Maybe they're working on developing their intellect, their communication skills, and their decision-making abilities. They're trying to become a more confident, more assertive, and more effective person. They want to take control of their life. They are on a journey. And if they are embodying this King of Swords energy, then their feelings about you are being filtered through that lens. They are considering the long-term effects. They're not just acting on impulse, they're really thinking things through, they're weighing the pros and cons, and they're trying to make a decision that's both logical and emotionally sound. This is really complex. So, what does all this mean for you? Well, it means that this person is taking your connection very seriously, right? They're not just dismissing it as a fleeting fancy or a sentimental memory. They're really trying to understand what it means, what it could mean, and what the best course of action is. But it also means that they might be a little bit detached, a little bit analytical, and a little bit slow to act, right? They're not going to rush into anything without thinking it through first. This could take time. So what should you do? Well, first, be patient, right? Don't pressure them to make a decision before they're ready. Give them the space and time they need to process their thoughts and feelings. Also, be clear and honest in your communication. Don't play games, don't try to manipulate them, and don't be afraid to express your own needs and boundaries. Be direct and upfront. The King of Swords values honesty and integrity, so that's the best way to connect with them. And finally, trust that things will work out in the end, whether it's a reconnection, a closure, or just a deeper understanding of the past. The universe has a plan for you both, and it's unfolding perfectly even if you can't see it yet. So stay positive. Okay, wow, that was a lot to unpack. I feel like we got some really deep insights into this person's thought process. I think this person is thinking very deeply, but there's still one more card to pull. I'm so curious to see what happens next. Okay, wow, that was a lot to unpack. I feel like we got some really deep insights into this person's thought process. I think this person is thinking very deeply, but there's still one more card to pull. I'm so curious to see what happens next. And now we have the world. Oh my gosh, this is huge. Okay, so the world is like it's the big one, right? It's all about completion, fulfillment, and seeing the bigger picture. It's the end of a cycle, but also the beginning of something new. Like, it's the ultimate sense of accomplishment. So, like, immediately I'm feeling like this person, the one who can't stop thinking about you, is reaching a major milestone. They're completing a journey, they're achieving a goal, they're finally understanding something important. But let's back up a sec and connect this to the Six of Cups, right? So the Six of Cups is all about the past, nostalgia, and those old memories. The world is like, it's saying that they've learned the lessons from the past. Like they've integrated those memories into their present, and they're ready to move on. It's like they've finally made peace with the past, you know? Maybe they've realized that that relationship, that friendship, that connection, it served its purpose, and it's time to let it go. Or maybe they've realized that the past is still relevant, but it needs to be approached in a new way. They can't recreate the past, but they can learn from it and use it to build a better future. It's like they're taking the best parts of the past and leaving the rest behind. They're like, okay, I see what that was all about, and now I'm ready for what's next. You know, or, oh my gosh, you know what else it could be? Maybe they're realizing that the cycle with you isn't over. Maybe they're feeling like reconnecting with you isn't about going back, but about creating something completely new, building something even better than before. It's like they're seeing the past as a foundation for a new beginning, a chance to write a new chapter together. Okay, so now let's bring in the star, right? That card is all about hope, healing, and inspiration. And the world is like, it's saying that those hopes, those dreams, they're not just fantasies, they're actually within reach. They're realizing that they have the power to create the life they've always wanted, that they can manifest their dreams into reality. It's like they're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and they're feeling incredibly optimistic about the future. Wow. Maybe they've been working towards a specific goal for a long time, and they're finally about to achieve it. Or maybe they're just feeling a general sense of hope and excitement about the possibilities that lie ahead. They're like, okay, I see what I want, and I know I can get there. You know, it's a really powerful feeling. Or, oh my gosh, maybe they're seeing you as part of their dream. Maybe they're feeling like reconnecting with you is essential to their happiness, their fulfillment, and their overall success. It's like they're realizing that you're not just a memory from the past, but a key ingredient to their future. It's so exciting. Okay, so now let's connect this to the Five of Wands, that card of conflict and challenges, right? The world is like, it's saying that they've overcome those obstacles, they've conquered those challenges, and they're stronger because of it. It's like they've proven to themselves that they can handle anything life throws their way, that they're capable of achieving anything they set their mind to. It's like the battles made them stronger. They're like, okay, I faced those challenges, I learned from them, and now I'm ready to reap the rewards. Maybe they've been dealing with a difficult situation at work, and they've finally found a way to resolve it. Or maybe they've been struggling with internal conflict, and they've finally found a sense of peace and acceptance. They are so strong now. Whatever it is, they're feeling a huge sense of relief, and they're incredibly proud of themselves. Or, oh my gosh, you know what else it could be? Maybe they're realizing that the conflict was actually necessary, right? Maybe it pushed them to grow, to evolve, and to become a better version of themselves. It's like they're seeing the value in the struggle, and they're grateful for the lessons they learned along the way. And maybe, just maybe, the conflict was related to you somehow. Perhaps working through inner turmoil or external challenges made them see your connection in a new light, solidifying their feelings. Okay, so now let's bring in the Wheel of Fortune, right? That card of destiny and turning points. The world is like, it's saying that they're embracing their fate, they're aligning with their purpose, and they're creating the life they were meant to live. It's like they're finally understanding their place in the universe, and they're feeling incredibly grateful for all the blessings in their life. Everything's aligning. They're like, okay, I see where I'm going, and I trust that the universe is guiding me every step of the way. You know, it's an amazing feeling. Maybe they're experiencing a major turning point in their life, a moment where everything is changing for the better. Or maybe they're just feeling a general sense of flow and ease, like everything is falling into place perfectly. Whatever it is, they're feeling incredibly fortunate, and they're ready to embrace whatever the future holds. And maybe you are part of that fate. Oh my gosh. Or, oh my gosh, you know what else it could be? Maybe they're realizing that they have the power to influence their own destiny, right? Maybe they're making conscious choices that are aligning them with their true purpose. It's like they're taking control of their life, and they're creating a future that's filled with joy, love, and fulfillment. Yes. Okay, so now let's connect this to the King of Swords, that card of intellect and clear communication, right? The world is like, it's saying that they've mastered their thoughts, they've sharpened their communication skills, and they're ready to express themselves authentically. They're feeling confident in their ability to articulate their needs, their desires, and their boundaries. They're able to speak their truth. They're like, okay, I know what I want, and I know how to communicate it effectively. Maybe they've been working on improving their communication skills, and they're finally seeing the results. Or maybe they're just feeling a general sense of clarity and confidence in their thoughts and actions. Whatever it is, they're feeling empowered to express themselves fully and to create meaningful connections with others. Oh, or, oh my gosh, you know what else it could be? Maybe they're realizing that clear communication is essential to their relationship with you. Maybe they're feeling ready to have an honest, open conversation about their feelings, their intentions, and their desires. It's like they're putting all their cards on the table, and they're hopping for the same in return. And you know what else the world can represent? Travel. Maybe they're thinking about taking a trip, either literally or figuratively. Maybe they're feeling the urge to explore new places, new cultures, and new experiences. Or maybe they're just feeling a desire to expand their horizons, to learn new things, and to grow as a person. I am so excited. This trip could be a solo journey of self-discovery, or it could be a shared adventure with someone special. And guess who that special someone might be? Yes, this card can also indicate a major change in location, a move to a new city, a new country, or even just a new neighborhood. This could be a sign that they're ready to start a new chapter in their life, and they're feeling drawn to a new environment. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? They are ready. Whatever it is, this travel energy is adding an extra layer of excitement and possibility to their life. It's like they're ready to pack their bags and embark on a new adventure. So overall, the world is a card of completion, fulfillment, and achievement. It's saying that this person is reaching a major milestone. They're integrating their past, they're embracing their destiny, and they're ready to create a life that's filled with joy, love, and fulfillment. They're finally seeing the bigger picture, and they're feeling incredibly grateful for all the blessings in their life. It's so beautiful. But the world isn't just about endings, it's also about beginnings. It's like the end of one cycle is the start of another, and the possibilities are endless. So what new adventures await them? What new challenges will they face? What new dreams will they pursue? Ooh, this is so exciting, and we're just about to find out with the next card. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And oh wow, okay, so after the world with all that completion and big picture energy, we have drum roll please. The Knight of Swords. Ooh, this is spicy. Okay, so like the Knight of Swords, right? He's like all about action and like speed and sometimes like recklessness. He's not sitting around thinking, he's doing. He's charging forward. So if the King of Swords was about intellectualizing everything, the Knight is like throwing that caution to the wind. So what they can't stop thinking about, it is taking action. It is making a move. It is going for it, whatever it is. Okay, so right away, right? I'm feeling like this person, the one who's been on your mind, they are like obsessing over this need to just do something. They can't sit still. They're not thinking logically. They're acting impulsively on something. But we need to figure out what, right? Okay, so let's connect it back. The Six of Cups. All that nostalgia. The Knight of Swords says they can't stop thinking about charging back into the past, about like rewriting the script, about like fixing whatever went wrong or doubling down on what went right. It's like they're not just remembering the good old days, they are planning a full-on assault to like get back there. But like not necessarily in a bad way, right? It could be that they are just like so fueled by those memories that they have to reach out. They just have to. And that's what they can't stop thinking about, firing off that text, sending that DM, showing up at your door. Okay, maybe not showing up at your door, but something equally like bold. Or, oh my gosh, you know what else? Maybe it's not about literally going back, but about like recapturing a feeling. Like maybe they're thinking about how to bring that sense of innocence, that sense of ease, that sense of joy back into their life, and they associate that with you. And that's what they can't stop thinking about, how to replicate that. And they're willing to do whatever it takes. Okay, but now let's bring in the star. That hope, that healing. The Knight of Swords is charging towards that brighter future. Like they're seeing you as the key to their happiness, and they are going to get you. Not in a creepy way. It's like they're not just hoping for a better future, they're like actively pursuing it, and they see you as like intrinsically linked to that future. It's like they see you as their North Star, and they are barreling toward you at full speed. They cannot stop thinking about reaching that destination. But maybe they're being a little unrealistic, right? Maybe they're putting you on a pedestal, maybe they're expecting too much. Maybe they need to, like, temper their expectations a little bit. Just a thought. But the core is they're not stopping. Or, oh my gosh, you know what else? Maybe they're thinking about how to be your knight in shining armor. Maybe they see you struggling or going through a hard time, and they can't stop thinking about how to come to your rescue. They want to be the one to make everything better. That said, maybe you don't need rescuing. Okay, Knight of Swords, calm down. Okay, so now the Five of Wands. The conflict. The Knight of Swords says they can't stop thinking about conquering those obstacles. They're like whatever is standing in their way, they are going to smash it. Okay, maybe not literally smash it, but you get what I mean. They're thinking they just need to be assertive. It's like they are not backing down. They're not giving up. They are going to fight for what they want, and they are not afraid of a little conflict. But hopefully they're not creating conflict where it doesn't need to be, right? Hopefully they're being smart about it. Or, oh my gosh, you know what else? Maybe the conflict is internal, right? Maybe they're battling their own doubts, their own fears, their own insecurities. And the Knight of Swords is saying they can't stop thinking about overcoming those inner demons. They're gonna win this war. This is about them. But maybe they need to slow down and actually process those feelings instead of just charging through them. Just a thought. Okay, now the Wheel of Fortune. Destiny. The Knight of Swords is embracing that fate. It's not about letting things happen. It's about making things happen. It's like they're feeling like the universe is on their side, and they can't stop thinking about seizing the moment, taking a leap of faith, and just trusting that everything is going to work out. Maybe they're getting carried away, right? Maybe they need to pump the brakes a little bit and think things through. Or, oh my gosh, you know what else? Maybe they're realizing that they are in control of their own destiny. Maybe they're feeling empowered to make choices that will shape their future. Maybe they're thinking, okay, I can't just sit around and wait for things to happen, I need to take action. That would be amazing. Okay, so now the King of Swords, intellect. The Knight of Swords is ditching the intellect and just going with their gut. Finally, it's like they're thinking, okay, I've analyzed this situation enough, I've weighed the pros and cons, now it's time to just do it. Oh my gosh, this is huge. They're ready to trust their intuition, to trust their instincts, to just follow their heart, which could be amazing. Or it could be a disaster, but it's definitely exciting. Or you know what else? Maybe they're using their intellect to justify their impulsive behavior, right? Maybe they're okay, I've thought this through, and the logical thing to do is to charge forward blindly, which, isn't always the best strategy. Okay, and finally, the world, completion. The Knight of Swords is charging towards that finish line. They're seeing that goal, that dream, that relationship, and they are going to get there, no matter what. It's they're feeling like they're so close to achieving everything they've ever wanted, and they can't stop thinking about crossing that finish line. This might be good. Maybe they're being a little impatient, right? Maybe they need to slow down and enjoy the journey a little bit, but at least they see a path forward. Or, oh my gosh, you know what else? Maybe they're realizing that the journey is never really over, right? Maybe they're seeing the world as just a new beginning, a chance to start all over again. They have completed their cycle. It is time to take what they have learned and rush into a new situation, guns blazing. It is action. It is go time. So overall, the Knight of Swords is saying that this person cannot stop thinking about taking action, making a move, and just going for it. They are feeling impulsive, passionate, and maybe a little bit reckless. But they are also feeling incredibly driven, incredibly motivated, and incredibly determined. But what kind of action are we talking about, right? What is it that they're so obsessed with doing? Well, here's where it gets really interesting, right? Because the Knight of Swords is also about communication, right? So maybe they can't stop thinking about reaching out to you, about sending you a message, about telling you how they really feel. Maybe they're just bursting with words that they need to say and they can't hold it in any longer. That is amazing. And they're finally ready to be vulnerable and put it all on the line. It is a total game changer. Or, oh my gosh, you know what else? Maybe they're thinking about taking some kind of physical action, right? Maybe they want to see you in person, to touch you, to hold you. Maybe they're feeling a strong physical attraction, and they can't stop thinking about acting on those desires. This could get messy. Or maybe, maybe they're thinking about making a grand gesture, right? About doing something big and romantic to win you over. Maybe they're planning a surprise visit, or a special date, or even a proposal. Okay, maybe not a proposal, but something equally over the top. You never know. So how does this energy affect you, right? Well, it means that you should probably be prepared for something. Be prepared for them to reach out. Be prepared for them to make a move. Be prepared for things to get a little bit crazy. Crazy in a good way, or crazy in a bad way. That's up to you. It depends on how you respond to that Knight of Swords energy. If you're open to it, if you're excited about it, if you're ready for it, then it could be amazing. It could be the start of something new and wonderful. But if you're not ready for it, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling scared, then it could be a little bit chaotic. It might not be a good fit at all. So, what should you do? Well, first, trust your gut. If something feels off, then don't be afraid to set boundaries to say no, to protect yourself. But also be open to the possibilities. Be open to the adventure. Be open to the potential for something amazing to happen. And most importantly, be yourself. Be authentic. Be honest about your feelings and your needs. Don't try to be someone you're not just to please them. Just be you. So get ready. Because whatever is about to happen, it's going to be fast, it's going to be intense, and it's going to be unforgettable. Oh my gosh, I am literally on the edge of my seat. I cannot wait to see what happens next. I have no clue what we're going to find out. But this is already amazing. Okay, one more card coming right up. Okay. So the Knight of Swords is charging forward, but now the final card, the one that really encapsulates what they can't stop thinking about. It's the Four of Pentacles. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles, it's all about holding on tight, right? Security, stability, but maybe also a little bit of fear of letting go. So it is as if they are charging full speed ahead, but into a wall trying to protect themselves. So maybe they're thinking about taking action to secure something, to protect something, to hold on to something that's valuable to them. But maybe they're also being a little bit too rigid, a little bit too controlling, a little bit too afraid of change. We need to unpack this. Okay, so Six of Cups, right? Nostalgia. The Four of Pentacles says they can't stop thinking about holding on to those memories, about preserving that connection to the past, about making sure that those good old days don't fade away. It could mean they don't want that to fade away. I mean, who does? It's they're not just remembering the past, they're trying to physically hold on to it. Is that healthy? Maybe, maybe not. Or, oh my gosh, you know what else? Maybe they are holding on to control over the past, to being right, or avoiding a problem. It could be that they don't want to confront something from their past because it could upset the balance. Okay, but now let's bring in the star. That hope. The Four of Pentacles says they are thinking about how to secure that hope, how to protect that healing, how to make that inspiration last. It's they're not just dreaming of a better future, they're trying to build a fortress around it. That way, nothing bad can get to them. The image I see is literally a fortress around a star. Or, oh my gosh, you know what else? Maybe they're feeling like they need to hold on to their resources in order to achieve that hope. This can be literally resources. This can be metaphorical. It's they're thinking, okay, if I just save enough money or get enough connections or gain enough knowledge, then I can finally make my dreams come true. Okay, so now, the Five of Wands. The conflict. The Four of Pentacles says they can't stop thinking about how to protect themselves from that conflict, about how to avoid those challenges, about how to, create a safe space where they can just be at peace. It is as if they are barricading themselves in their room to avoid any outside conflict. How are they going to achieve anything? Or, oh my gosh, you know what else? Maybe they're feeling like they need to hold on to their power in order to win those battles. It's they're thinking, okay, if I just stay in control, if I just assert my dominance, then I can overcome any obstacle. I am not sure that is the right approach, though. Okay, now the Wheel of Fortune. Destiny. The Four of Pentacles says they are thinking about how to control their fate. How to manipulate the universe in their favor. How to, make sure that everything goes according to plan. They could control the universe. That's just not how things work. Or, oh my gosh, you know what else? Maybe they're feeling like they need to hold on to their beliefs, their values, their traditions in order to stay grounded in the midst of all that change. Okay, so now the King of Swords. Intellect. The Four of Pentacles says they are holding on to their ideas so tight. It's they're protecting their intellectual property or something. Or, oh my gosh, you know what else? Maybe they are just keeping their opinions to themselves to avoid getting into an argument. Okay, and finally, the world. Completion. The Four of Pentacles says they can't stop thinking about how to preserve that sense of accomplishment, how to maintain that feeling of fulfillment, how to, make sure that they never lose what they've gained. Or, oh my gosh, you know what else? Maybe they're feeling like they need to hold on to their identity, their sense of self, in order to navigate this new chapter. Okay, now, let's factor in that Knight of Swords energy, charging in. Maybe the Four of Pentacles is about trying to control that impulsiveness. Maybe they're thinking they just need to hold on tight to their resources, their time, their energy, so they don't burn out. It's like they are feeling that urge to just go, but also that need to, hold back a little bit. So overall, the Four of Pentacles is saying that this person cannot stop thinking about holding on tight, about protecting what's theirs, and maybe, just maybe, about being a little bit afraid of change. But remember that lapis lazuli palm stone, right? It is all about centering. It's like they need to find a balance between holding on and letting go. Because sometimes the best way to protect what you love is to set it free. The reading points to a call to let go. The lapis lazuli shows a path to center yourself. You need to think what is best for you. The reading shows a situation that has external forces at play. You need to consider what you want. You must not let them push you around. So, what does this all mean for you? Well, it means that this person is probably feeling a little bit conflicted right now, right? They want to take action, they want to move forward, but they're also afraid of losing something in the process. They want to embrace change, but they're also clinging to the familiar. They want to trust their instincts, but they're also overthinking everything. But it also means that they care about you. They care about your connection. They care about your potential future together. Otherwise, they wouldn't be thinking about this so much. Otherwise, they would not be so conflicted. So don't give up hope, just be patient. So what should you do? Well, first, be understanding. Recognize that they're going through a lot right now. Be gentle, but also be honest. Don't let them get away with being too controlling or too rigid or too afraid. Encourage them to take risks, to step outside their comfort zone, to trust in the universe. Remind them that change can be a good thing. And most importantly, remind them that you're there for them, that you're not going anywhere. That you'll support them through whatever they're going through. Just be yourself, be authentic, be the amazing person that you are. You are amazing, and this reading is a testament to that. Because you're strong, you're capable, you're worthy of love, and you are definitely worth fighting for. So take a deep breath, trust your intuition, and get ready for whatever comes next. Because the universe has a plan for you, and it's unfolding perfectly, even if you can't see it yet. Things will fall into place, as long as you listen to the lapis lazuli and find the center. You are strong. Hey, friend. Oh my gosh, this Amazonite tower is just singing to me. It's all about balancing, right? And with this theme of reflections on unspoken truths, it feels like we're about to uncover something really significant, something that needs to come into balance in your life. It's like, get ready, because this is going to be good. Okay, so the first card we have is the Four of Swords. This card is all about rest, reflection, and taking a break. It's like, before anything else can happen, you need to pause. You've probably been going through a lot, maybe feeling overwhelmed or just burnt out, you know? This card is a huge permission slip to just stop. Like, seriously, give yourself a break. The Amazonite is so key here because it's about balancing your energy. And the Four of Swords is saying, hey, you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to recharge, reflect on what's truly important, and get clear on your priorities. Think of it as a minor treat. Shut out the noise, turn inward, and really listen to what your inner voice is telling you. What unspoken truths are bubbling up to the surface? What needs to be acknowledged so you can move forward? Don't skip this step, okay? Because this rest and reflection is the foundation for everything else. For some of you, this could literally mean taking a vacation, booking a spa day, or just spending a weekend in bed with a good book. For others, it might be more about creating mental space. Maybe it's about practicing mindfulness, journaling, or just saying no to commitments that drain you. Whatever it is, make it a priority. Seriously, This is not the time to push yourself harder. It's time to nurture yourself, to understand the unspoken needs that will balance you, truly. And I feel like under this period of rest, you're gonna find this new sense of clarity, this new sense of, direction, you know? So don't feel guilty about resting. It's a crucial part of the process. You can't build anything lasting on shaky ground, and right now, you need to solidify your foundation with some serious self-care and reflection. Remember that Amazonite energy balance. Balance your activity with rest, your outward focus with inward reflection. It's all connected. By taking this time to rest, you're actually preparing yourself for something amazing that's coming up next. You're gonna be so glad you did, trust me on this. It's like you are clearing away the fog, allowing yourself to see what is really important, what you need to bring balance and harmony into your life. And that's so powerful. It's going to set the stage for so much good stuff. Okay. Now the next card we have is the Four of Wands. Oh my gosh, after all that rest and reflection, this is like a huge celebration. It's like you've done the inner work, you've rested, you've balanced your energy, and now it's time to celebrate your accomplishments and enjoy the fruits of your labor. This card is all about home, harmony, and feeling secure and grounded. And it's right after the Four of Swords, which is just so perfect. Think of this as a housewarming party, but not just for a physical home, but for your inner home, your sense of self. You've created a safe and beautiful space within yourself through all that reflection, and now you get to share that joy with others, you know. This card makes me think that some unspoken truths might have involved recognizing your own worth, your own strength. And now you're ready to step into your power and celebrate that. Maybe you've been working towards a goal, and now you're finally seeing the results. Maybe you've overcome a challenge, and you're feeling stronger and more resilient than ever. Whatever it is, this is a time to acknowledge your progress and celebrate how far you've come. The Four of Wands also speaks to the importance of community and connection. This is a time to surround yourself with people who love and support you, people who lift you up and make you feel good. You've balanced yourself, you've nurtured your inner world, and now you're ready to share that with your tribe. Think family, friends, chosen family, anyone who feels like home to you. Maybe you're hosting a gathering, attending a wedding, or just spending quality time with loved ones. Whatever it is, this is a time to connect with others and celebrate the good things in your life. And it's not just about having fun, it's about creating lasting memories and strengthening your bonds with the people you care about. But the unspoken truths piece is still there, right? Maybe you've been holding back from fully celebrating yourself. Maybe you've been afraid to shine too brightly. This card is saying, no more. It's time to let go of those limiting beliefs and embrace your joy. It's time to own your accomplishments and celebrate your unique gifts. Also, this could signify something huge being celebrated, like a marriage, an engagement, a new home. Something so incredibly monumental that, after all that quiet time, you are ready to share the incredible news. You deserve to feel happy, secure, and loved. And the Four of Wands is a beautiful reminder of that. It's like the universe is giving you a big hug and saying, congratulations, you did it. Now go out there and celebrate. And remember that Amazonite energy balancing. Even in the midst of celebration, it's important to stay grounded and centered. Don't let the excitement sweep you away. Keep checking in with yourself and making sure you're still honoring your needs and boundaries. This balance is gonna help you fully enjoy the moment without getting overwhelmed, you see? This sets the stage for even more good stuff to come. Okay, are you ready for the next card? Because it's amazing. Finally, we have the Six of Pentacles. Okay, after all that rest, reflection, and celebration, this card is all about giving and receiving. It's about balance in your relationships, in your community, in your finances. It's about recognizing your own abundance and sharing it with others, while also being open to receiving support when you need it. It's almost like the Amazonite in card form, you know? This card is a reminder that life is not just about taking, it's also about giving back. You've received so much rest, clarity, joy, support, and now it's time to share that with others. Think of it as paying it forward, spreading the love, creating a ripple effect of positivity, all that good stuff, you know. Maybe you're volunteering your time, donating to a cause you care about, or simply offering a helping hand to someone in need. Whatever it is, this card is encouraging you to be generous and compassionate. But the key here is balance. It's not just about giving until you're empty, it's about giving from a place of abundance. You can only truly give when you've taken care of yourself first. Remember that Four of Swords energy? It's still important here. You can't pour from an empty cup. The Six of Pentacles also speaks to the importance of receiving. It's not just about being a giver, it's also about being open to receiving support when you need it. It's about recognizing that you don't have to do everything alone, that it's okay to ask for help. Maybe you're receiving a gift, a loan, or simply a word of encouragement from a friend. Whatever it is, this card is encouraging you to be open and receptive. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it, and don't feel guilty about receiving support from others. It's all part of the cycle of giving and receiving. Now, let's bring in the unspoken truths again. Maybe you've been struggling with feeling worthy of receiving. Maybe you've been holding back from asking for help because you don't want to burden others. This card is saying, let go of those limiting beliefs. You deserve to receive love, support, and abundance. You are worthy, you hear me. And the Amazonite is so key here because it's all about balancing the scales. Maybe you've been giving too much and not receiving enough, or vice versa. This card is encouraging you to find a healthy balance between giving and receiving in all areas of your life. This means knowing your boundaries, saying no when you need to, and making sure you're also taking care of your own needs. This could also represent the balance of energy in a relationship. Maybe you've been doing all the work, all the emotional labor, and it's time for the other person to step up. Or maybe you've been relying too much on someone else, and it's time for you to take more responsibility. The Six of Pentacles is all about creating a fair and equitable exchange in all your relationships. Ultimately, the Six of Pentacles is about creating a more balanced and harmonious world, one where everyone has what they need to thrive. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness and working together to create a more just and equitable society. And it all starts with you, with balancing your own giving and receiving, with recognizing your own abundance and sharing it with others. This is so incredibly powerful. What do you think so far? Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, the Tower. Okay, so after all that, after the rest, the celebration, the giving and receiving. The Tower, you know, friend, this is huge. This is a major, major card. Like, this is not just a little shift, this is a seismic event, you know? This card is about sudden change, upheaval, and destruction. It's about structures crumbling, foundations shaking, and everything you thought you knew being turned upside down. I know, it sounds scary, right? But trust me, it's not always a bad thing. It's often necessary to clear away the old to make way for the new. Think of it like this. Sometimes you need a forest fire to clear out the deadwood so new growth can emerge, you see. The Tower is that forest fire. It's intense, it's destructive, but it's also incredibly transformative. But this is not gonna be easy, I can already tell. Okay, so let's connect this to the previous cards, right? We started with the Four of Swords, which was all about rest and reflection. Maybe during that period of rest, some uncomfortable truths started to surface. Maybe you started to question some things in your life that you'd been ignoring for a long time, you know? Like, maybe those unspoken truths started whispering a little too loudly. And then we had the Four of Wands, which was all about celebration and harmony. But now, with the Tower here, I'm wondering if maybe that celebration was a little premature. Maybe it was built on a foundation that wasn't quite as solid as you thought, you know? Maybe some of those unspoken truths were actually cracks in the foundation, and now the Tower is here to expose them. And then the Six of Pentacles, the giving and receiving. Maybe there was an imbalance there that you weren't fully aware of. Maybe you were giving too much and not receiving enough, or vice versa. Or maybe the way you were giving or receiving wasn't aligned with your true values, you see. The Tower is gonna expose all of that. It's gonna shake things up and force you to reevaluate everything. Okay, so what kind of structures are we talking about here? Well, it could be anything, really. It could be a relationship, a job, a belief system, a living situation, anything that feels like a fundamental part of your life. The Tower is saying that something in your life is not aligned with your true self, and it needs to be torn down so you can build something stronger and more authentic. Maybe it's a job that you've been clinging to because it's comfortable, but it's not fulfilling you, you know. Maybe it's a relationship that's based on old patterns and expectations, but it's not truly serving either of you. Or maybe it's a belief system that you've inherited from your family or society, but it doesn't resonate with your own experiences. The Tower is gonna challenge all of that. It's gonna force you to question everything you thought you knew. And it's not gonna be gentle, friend. This is not a slow, gradual process. This is a sudden, unexpected event that's gonna shake you to your core. But trust me, it's necessary. You can't build a new house on a crumbling foundation, right? You need to tear down the old house first. Let's go back to those unspoken truths, because I think that's really key here. The Amazonite is all about balancing unspoken truths. The Tower is like amplifying that, right? It's like no more unspoken truths. Everything is coming out into the open, whether you like it or not. Maybe there's something you've been hiding from yourself, something you've been afraid to admit. The Tower is gonna force you to confront it. Maybe there's a secret that's been weighing you down, a truth that you've been afraid to share with others. The Tower is gonna create a situation where that secret can no longer be kept hidden. It's like the universe is saying, enough, it's time for the truth to be revealed. And that can be really scary, because secrets often come with shame and guilt, right? But trust me, the relief of finally letting go of that burden will be immense. Or maybe there's a situation where someone else has been hiding something from you, and the Tower is gonna expose their deception. That can be really painful, especially if it's someone you trust. But it's also necessary for you to move forward and create healthier relationships. You know, you can't build a strong relationship on lies and secrets. The Tower is all about bringing those hidden things to light so you can deal with them and move on. It's like shining a spotlight on the darkness so you can finally see what's been lurking there. But remember, the spotlight is not there to judge you. It's there to help you see clearly. So don't be afraid of what you find in the shadows. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it go. Okay, let's bring it back to the Amazonite and the idea of balance. How does this chaotic energy of the Tower lead to more balance? Well, it's like this. Sometimes you need to completely dismantle something before you can rebuild it in a more balanced way. If you're trying to balance something that's fundamentally flawed, you're never going to achieve true equilibrium, you see. The Tower is going to tear down those flawed structures so you can start from scratch and build something that's truly aligned with your values and your needs. It's like clearing away all the clutter in your life so you can finally see what's truly important, what truly brings you joy and fulfillment. And that's where the Amazonite comes in, because it's going to help you find that balance in the midst of all the chaos. It's going to help you stay grounded and centered so you don't get swept away by the storm. It's going to help you trust that even though things may look really scary right now, everything is happening for your highest good. It's gonna remind you that even though it feels like everything is falling apart, you are actually being given an opportunity to create something even better, something more authentic, more fulfilling, and more balanced. This card is a huge wake-up call, right? But it's also a powerful opportunity for growth and transformation. Remember that you are strong, you are resilient, and you are capable of getting through anything that comes your way. Lean on your support system, trust your intuition, and know that you are not alone. And remember that Amazonite friend, balance, it's coming. So what does this mean for the next cards? Okay, so we've had the Tower come in and shake things up, expose some unspoken truths, and challenge some of those celebrations, right? I feel like the next card is going to show us what's emerging from the rubble. Are we going to see a phoenix rising from the ashes? Or are we going to see more challenges and obstacles? Or something else entirely? I can't wait to see where we go from here. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, the Ace of Swords. Okay, friend, so after all that Tower chaos, all that shaking up and breaking down, we have the Ace of Swords. Okay, so first impression. This is like clarity, breakthrough, a brand new idea, a fresh start, you know? It's like after all the dust settles from the tower, you're suddenly seeing things with so much clarity, so much focus. It's like a light bulb moment, you know? Like ding. This card is all about cutting through the confusion, cutting through the BS, and getting straight to the point. It's like truth serum in card form. So let's connect this back to the tower. The tower just blew everything up, right? It exposed all these hidden things, all these unspoken truths. And now the Ace of Swords is saying, okay, now that you know the truth, what are you going to do about it? It's like you've been given this new awareness, this new understanding, and now you have the power to make some serious changes. The Ace of Swords is about taking decisive action, about making a clear choice, about moving forward with intention. But it can be a little intimidating, right? I mean, the tower was intense, and now you're facing this brand new path. It's like, okay, I know what I need to do, but how do I actually do it? That's where the sword comes in. The sword is all about intellect, logic, and decision-making. So the Ace of Swords is saying, use your mind, think clearly, make a plan. Don't just jump into things without thinking. Take a breath, assess the situation, and then make a conscious decision about how you want to move forward. Okay, so let's think about some possibilities here, right? What kind of new beginning are we talking about? Well, it could be anything, really. If the tower represented a relationship that crumbled, maybe the Ace of Swords is a decision to finally move on and create a healthier relationship with yourself, you know. Or maybe it's a decision to try a completely different approach in your relationships, to communicate more openly and honestly. Or maybe it's a realization that you need to be alone for a while, to focus on your own healing and growth. If the tower represented a job that you hated, maybe the Ace of Swords is a decision to finally quit and pursue your passion, you know. Or maybe it's a decision to start your own business, to be your own boss and create something that truly aligns with your values. Or maybe it's a realization that you need to go back to school, to learn new skills and open up new opportunities. The possibilities are endless, really, but the key here is clarity. The Ace of Swords is about getting crystal clear on what you want and what you need. It's about setting your intention and then taking action to make it happen. It's not about just wishing for things to change. It's about actively creating the change you want to see in your life. Let's go back to those unspoken truths, right? Because I think that's still a really important theme here. Maybe the tower exposed some lies or secrets that you've been holding onto for a long time. The Ace of Swords is about speaking your truth, about finally saying what needs to be said, even if it's difficult. This could be a conversation you need to have with someone, a letter you need to write, or simply a decision to be more honest with yourself about your own feelings and needs. But remember, the sword can be double-edged. So it's important to be mindful of how you wield it, you know. You don't want to just go around cutting people down with your words. The Ace of Swords is about speaking your truth with compassion and clarity, not with anger and judgment. It's about standing up for yourself and your beliefs, but also being respectful of others. And it's about speaking that truth to yourself, too. Okay, so how does the Amazonite fit into all of this, right? Because we can't forget about that balancing energy. Well, the Amazonite is all about communication, right? It's about speaking your truth with clarity and compassion. So the Ace of Swords combined with the Amazonite is like a supercharged dose of honest communication. It's about finding the right words to express yourself, about saying what needs to be said in a way that's both truthful and kind. It's also about listening to others with an open heart and mind, about being willing to hear their truth, even if it's different from your own. The Ace of Swords can feel very mental, like a light bulb, a dawning, the clouds clearing, and this is important because the tower can really shake you emotionally, right? You can feel lost, unsure, completely disoriented, and that clarity that the Ace of Swords brings can be so grounding. It can help you feel like you have something to hold on to, something solid to build from. It can also just really help you feel more in control of your own life and destiny after feeling like everything was just completely out of control with the tower. This is where the balance really starts to come back in, too. You see, you can't have the Ace of Swords without the tower, right? You can't have clarity without first having chaos. You can't have a new beginning without first letting go of the old. And that's why the Amazonite is so important here, because it's about finding the balance between those two extremes. It's about embracing the chaos, but also knowing that it won't last forever. It's about trusting that even in the midst of the storm, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. And I feel like this ace is extra powerful because it's coming right after the Six of Pentacles, which was all about giving and receiving, right? The Tower could have disrupted that balance, right? Maybe you were giving too much and not receiving enough, or vice versa. The Ace of Swords is about making a conscious decision to create a healthier balance in your relationships, to set boundaries, and to prioritize your own needs. Maybe that clarity from the Ace is seeing where you've been giving too much, where you're being drained. And it's not even necessarily about other people taking from you, but the Ace's clarity comes in to see the truth of where you are allowing yourself to give when you should be holding back to replenish yourself. That awareness is huge. Or maybe the Tower revealed that you've been relying too much on others, and the Ace of Swords is a decision to become more independent, to take responsibility for your own life, and to create your own abundance. Or maybe you need to set some boundaries. That giving energy from the Six of Pentacles is wonderful, and it's a beautiful thing to be generous, but it must be balanced by knowing when to say no and when to take care of yourself. The Ace of Swords is cutting away the guilt around setting those boundaries and knowing your worth, and making sure everyone else knows it too. So, what does all of this mean for the final card, right? We've had the Tower, which was all about destruction, and now we have the Ace of Swords, which is all about clarity and new beginnings. So, what's next? Are we going to see a card that represents healing and growth? Are we going to see a card that represents manifestation and abundance? Or are we going to see another challenge or obstacle? I am so excited to see what's coming, friend. Okay, friend, are you ready? Here we go. Oh my gosh, the Knight of Cups. Okay, so after all that intense cutting through the BS energy of the Ace of Swords, we get the Knight of Cups. This is like a total 180, right? This card is all about romance, intuition, creativity, like following your heart, you know. It's like a breath of fresh air after all that. Well, chaos, honestly. So, what does this mean? Okay, so let's connect this to the Tower and the Ace, right? The Tower was all about destruction, breaking down old structures. The Ace of Swords was about clarity, making a decision, cutting through the confusion. And now we have the Knight of Cups, who's like this dreamy, romantic figure coming in with an offer of love or creativity. So, is this a real person? Is this an opportunity? Is this just a part of you that's emerging after all that upheaval? So many possibilities. Okay, so first, let's think about this as a person, right? Because, Knight of Cups is usually a person, right? Could this be someone new coming into your life, like a romantic interest? Someone who's gonna sweep you off your feet with their charm and sensitivity. Maybe. I feel like after the Tower, you might be a little, hesitant to jump into anything new, you know? You might be a little guarded, a little cautious. And that's totally understandable. I mean, you just went through a major transformation. But the Knight of Cups is saying, hey, don't close yourself off completely. Be open to the possibility of love and connection. But the thing is, the Knight of Cups can be a little idealistic, you know? He can be a bit of a dreamer, a bit of a romantic. So it's important to keep your feet on the ground, especially after the Tower, right? You don't want to get carried away by fantasies and unrealistic expectations. You need to see things clearly with that Ace of Swords clarity and make sure this person is actually a good fit for you, you see? Okay, so if this is a person, what kind of advice is this knight bringing you? Maybe it's be open to love, but don't lose yourself in the process. Don't compromise your values or your needs just to be with someone. Know your worth, set your boundaries, and make sure this person is treating you with the respect and love you deserve. It's almost like this person coming in shows you what you deserve. They show up and they are so kind, so thoughtful, so caring that you can see crystal clear what you are worth. Because maybe you weren't seeing it before, and now they are reflecting that back to you. And that's amazing. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. And it's not even necessarily about a romantic thing, it could be a friendship. It could be someone coming in that is just so supportive that you see like what true support looks like, what a true friendship should feel like. Or it could be someone from the past coming back into your life. The Knight of Cups is all about emotion, all about the heart, right? And sometimes, like those old connections, they linger, you know? So it's possible that someone you used to be close to, someone you used to have feelings for, is gonna resurface. And this could be a good thing, right? Maybe this is an opportunity to reconnect, to heal old wounds, to create a stronger bond. But, again, you need to be careful. You need to use that Ace of Swords clarity to assess the situation and see if this person is truly good for you now. Have they grown? Have they changed? Are they aligned with your values and your goals? Or are they just bringing back the same old patterns and the same old drama? That's so important to consider. And maybe, just maybe, after all that tower energy, you're just like not ready for any of that. Maybe you just need to focus on yourself for a while, on your own healing and growth. And that's totally okay too. It's all about listening to your intuition, honoring your needs, and doing what's best for you, you see. But okay, let's say it's not a person, right? Let's say the Knight of Cups is representing something else entirely. Maybe it's an aspect of yourself that's emerging, you know. After all that tower destruction, after all that Ace of Swords clarity, maybe you're finally connecting with your own creativity, your own intuition, your own sense of romance and adventure. Maybe you're realizing that you don't need someone else to complete you, that you already have everything you need inside of you, you see. This could be a really powerful time for self-discovery, for exploring your passions, for expressing yourself in new and creative ways. Maybe you're feeling inspired to write, to paint, to sing, to dance, to do something that brings you joy and fulfillment. Or maybe you're feeling called to travel, to explore new places, to experience new cultures. The Knight of Cups is all about following your heart, about listening to your intuition, and about embracing the beauty and wonder of the world. And okay, how does this tie into the unspoken truths, right? Because that's like the big theme here. Maybe the unspoken truth is that you've been suppressing your own emotions, your own creativity, your own desires. Maybe you've been trying to be someone you're not, to fit into a mold that doesn't actually fit you. And the Knight of Cups is saying, no more. It's time to embrace your true self, to express yourself authentically, and to follow your own path. Maybe the tower shook up a belief system that was actually holding you back from embracing your creative side. It was blocking you in a way that you didn't even realize. And now, the Ace of Swords has given you the clarity to see that, and the Knight of Cups is ushering in this new, creative, emotionally open energy. Okay, and now, let's bring in the Amazonite, right? Because we can't forget about that balancing energy. The Amazonite is all about communication, about speaking your truth, about balancing your emotions, and about finding harmony in your life. So, how does the Knight of Cups fit into all of that? Well, maybe the Knight of Cups is encouraging you to communicate your feelings more openly and honestly. Maybe you've been holding back, afraid of being vulnerable or afraid of being judged. But the Amazonite is saying, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to express your emotions. It's okay to be yourself. The Knight of Cups is like the ultimate heart in the earth sleeve kinda energy, right? And it can be scary because it's so open, it's so exposed. So you need to balance it with that Amazonite, that sense of inner peace, that sense of knowing yourself and being okay with who you are, you see. Or maybe the Knight of Cups is encouraging you to find more balance in your life, to create more time for the things you love, to prioritize your own well-being. Maybe you've been so focused on work or on other people that you've forgotten to take care of yourself. And the Knight of Cups is saying, hey, it's okay to prioritize yourself. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to do things that bring you joy. That self-care side of the Knight of Cups is sometimes overlooked. The Amazonite is reminding you to balance, right? And that balance isn't all about work and chores. It's about joy too. So, like, what does all of this mean for the final card? We've had the Tower, the Ace of Swords, and now the Knight of Cups. So, where are we going from here? Are we going to see a card that represents love and romance? Are we going to see a card that represents creativity and self-expression? Or are we going to see something completely different? I'm so curious. I can't wait to find out. This is so exciting, friend. Okay, friend. Okay, so where were we? Right, we had all this rest, and we were celebrating, and we were balancing the giving and receiving, and then the tower just came and wrecked everything, right? Blew it all up. And then we got the Ace of Swords, which was like, okay, clarity, new direction, cutting through the crap, you know? So it's been a journey, right? And now the Knight of Cups. Oh my gosh, this is so interesting. It's like, what does this dreamy night have to do with all that chaos, you know? So okay, first things first, let's talk about the Knight of Cups as an actual person, right? Because that's usually what we think of first. So is this like a new person coming into your life? Someone who's all romantic and charming and like wants to whisk you away on an adventure. It's possible. It's definitely possible. But I feel like after the tower, you're probably a little like hesitant to just jump into something new, right? You're probably a little more cautious, a little more guarded. And honestly, that's a good thing. That Ace of Swords clarity is telling you to be careful, you know? Don't just fall for the first pretty face that comes along. Because here's the thing about the Knight of Cups. He can be a little bit of a dreamer, you know? He can be a little bit idealistic. He's not always the most practical or the most grounded. So it's important to, like, keep that in mind, you know? Don't get swept away by the romance and the grand gestures. Look beyond the surface and see if this person is actually a good fit for you, like, on a deeper level. Do they share your values? Do they respect your boundaries? Do they actually listen to you, or are they just trying to impress you with their charm? Those are the important questions, right? And also, this person might seem too good to be true. And after the tower, you know that things aren't always what they seem. So proceed with caution. Keep that Ace of Swords energy close and don't be afraid to ask the tough questions. Okay, so let's say this isn't a new person, right? Maybe it's someone from your past coming back into your life. Someone you used to be involved with, someone you used to have feelings for. That's definitely possible too. The Knight of Cups is all about emotions, right? And sometimes those old feelings, they just linger, you know? They don't just disappear overnight. So maybe this person is coming back to try and rekindle something. And that could be a good thing. Maybe you've both grown and changed, and now you're ready to try again. Maybe you can create a healthier, more fulfilling relationship this time around. But you also need to be really careful about this, right? Because sometimes people don't change. Sometimes they just come back with the same old baggage, the same old patterns, the same old drama. So you need to be really honest with yourself about whether this person is actually good for you, or if they're just going to drag you back into the past. And that Ace of Swords clarity is gonna be so key here. You need to see things as they really are, not as you want them to be. Don't let your emotions cloud your judgment, you know. And honestly, sometimes, the best thing you can do is just let the past stay in the past. Sometimes, you just need to move on and create something new. Or, maybe this isn't about a romantic relationship at all. Maybe it's about a friendship. Maybe it's about someone coming into your life who's just really kind and supportive and like, makes you feel good about yourself. Someone who's there for you, no matter what. And after the tower, that kind of support can be so incredibly valuable, you know? Someone who can just listen and offer a shoulder to cry on without judging you or trying to fix you. Someone who just accepts you for who you are. That can be such a gift, you know? But still, use that clarity. Even friendships need to be healthy and balanced, right? Make sure this person isn't draining you or taking advantage of your kindness. Okay, so that's the Knight of Cups as a person, right? But what if it's not a person at all? What if it's something else entirely? This is where it gets really interesting. Maybe the Knight of Cups is representing an aspect of yourself that's emerging. Like after all that tower destruction, after all that Ace of Swords clarity, maybe you're finally connecting with your own creativity, your own intuition, your own emotions, you know. Maybe you're realizing that you have all these hidden talents and abilities that you haven't been using. Maybe you're feeling inspired to create something beautiful, to express yourself in a new and meaningful way. This could be anything, really. Maybe you're feeling called to write, to paint, to sing, to dance, to play music, to cook, to garden. to do something that just brings you joy and makes you feel alive. Or maybe you're feeling drawn to explore your spirituality, to connect with your intuition, to learn about astrology or tarot or meditation or something else that resonates with you. The Knight of Cups is all about following your heart, about listening to your inner voice, about embracing your own unique gifts. And after the Tower shaking everything up, you might find you have time to really focus on these things. Time you didn't realize you had. And let's bring this back to those unspoken truths, right? Because that's the big theme here. Maybe the unspoken truth is that you've been suppressing your own emotions, your own creativity, your own desires. Maybe you've been trying to be someone you're not, to fit into a mold that doesn't actually fit you. Maybe you've been afraid to express yourself, afraid of being judged or ridiculed or rejected. And the Knight of Cups is saying, no more. It's time to embrace your true self. It's time to let your light shine. Maybe the Tower blew up a whole belief system about what you should be doing, right? Maybe you thought you had to be practical and responsible and serious all the time. And now, you're realizing that it's okay to have fun, it's okay to be creative, it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to be you. And the Ace of Swords is giving you the clarity to see that, and the Knight of Cups is giving you the courage to act on it, to step into your own power, to embrace your own unique potential. You deserve to be happy, you deserve to be fulfilled, and you deserve to live a life that's aligned with your true self. And it's not always logical, the Knight of Cups tells us. And that is also okay. Okay, and now, let's bring in the Amazonite, because we can't forget about that balancing energy. The Amazonite is all about communication, about speaking your truth, about balancing your emotions, and about finding harmony in your life. So, how does the Knight of Cups fit into all of that? Well, maybe the Knight of Cups is encouraging you to communicate your feelings more openly and honestly. Maybe you've been holding back, afraid of being vulnerable, afraid of being judged. And the Amazonite is saying, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to express your emotions. It's okay to be yourself. The Knight of Cups is like the ultimate heart in the earth sleeve kind of energy, right? And that can be scary because it's so open, it's so exposed. So you need to balance it with that Amazonite, that sense of inner peace, that sense of knowing yourself and being okay with who you are, you see. It helps you to communicate those feelings with compassion, both for yourself and for others. And to balance that Knight of Cups energy, make sure that you are still taking time for yourself, friend. That night can be so giving. You have to know when to pull back and recharge so you don't get burned out. Okay, so what does all of this mean for the final card? We've had the Tower, which was all about destruction, then the Ace of Swords, which was all about clarity, and now the Knight of Cups, which is all about emotion and creativity and following your heart. So where are we going from here? Are we going to see a card that represents love and connection? Are we going to see a card that represents self-expression and fulfillment? Or are we going to see something completely unexpected? Oh my gosh, I am so excited to find out. This is such a journey, friend. What do you think? Okay, friend. So let's recap this whole journey, right? We started with the Four of Swords, needing to rest, needing to pull back, reflecting on some unspoken truths. And then we moved into the Four of Wands, celebrating, feeling secure, maybe even celebrating a little early. Then the Six of Pentacles, balancing that giving and receiving energy, right? But then the Tower came in and just blew everything up. Everything felt like it was falling apart. But then the Ace of Swords swooped in with clarity, cutting through the confusion, helping you see things as they really are and setting a new course. And the Knight of Cups, following your heart, connecting with your creativity, or maybe even a new person coming into your life. I feel like this has been such a wild ride, right? But now we have the Sun. Oh my gosh, this is so good, friend, so good. Okay, so the Sun card in general is like pure joy, pure happiness, pure abundance, pure success, It's like everything is just working out perfectly. It's like the universe is giving you a big hug and saying, you did it, you made it, you're amazing. And it's like all that darkness, all that confusion, all that chaos. It's all gone now. The sun is shining and everything is bright and clear. This is the card of optimism and positivity and honestly success. Like pure success. But It's not just about like fleeting happiness, you know. The sun is about lasting joy, about deep fulfillment, about knowing that you're on the right path and that everything is going to be okay. It's like you've finally found your purpose, you've finally found your place in the world, and you're just radiating happiness and joy. You are like the sun, friend. You're shining so brightly that everyone around you is feeling your warmth and your positive energy. It is like that feeling of a warm, sunny day. So good for the soul, right? Just makes everything feel better and brighter. But after the tower and everything, it is so significant. Okay, so how does this connect to the other cards, right? We've got to tie this all together. After the rest of the Four of Swords, now is the time to get out there and truly, deeply shine. That preparation was key. All of it matters. All of it makes this sun even brighter. So the tower was all about destruction, right? Tearing down old structures, exposing hidden truths. And the sun is like the complete opposite of that. The sun is about building up, about creating, about shining your light for the world to see. It's like, after you've cleared away all the old, broken stuff, you finally have space to create something new and beautiful. And the Ace of Swords, how does that tie in? Well, the Ace of Swords was all about clarity, about making a decision, about cutting through the confusion. And the sun is like the result of that clarity, you know? It's like, once you've made that decision, once you've cut through all the BS, you're finally free to shine your light and live your best life. All those steps you took, every single one led you directly to this sunshine. And the Knight of Cups, the dreamy, emotional knight. Well, maybe the sun is about finding love and connection, about sharing your joy with someone special, or just basking in the glow of friendship and community. All of that emotional intelligence, all of that ability to be vulnerable. It all makes this sun card that much sweeter. It is about finally allowing yourself to be happy, to be loved, to be celebrated. So how are you going to take all that emotional energy and creativity and pour it into the success the sun offers you? Ooh, that's a good question. And what about those unspoken truths, friend? Because that's been a major theme throughout this whole reading, hasn't it? It's like, you know how the sun reveals everything, right? It leaves nothing in the shadows. So maybe the unspoken truth is that you've been hiding your light, you've been afraid to shine too brightly, you've been afraid of what people might think. And the sun is saying, no more, it's time to let go of those fears. It's time to be yourself, fully and authentically. It's time to shine your light for the whole world to see. Maybe you've been dimming your light because you didn't want to outshine others, or maybe you were afraid of being judged or criticized. But the sun is saying, your light is needed. The world needs your unique gifts and talents. Don't be afraid to share them. Or maybe the unspoken truth is that you've been doubting yourself. You've been telling yourself that you're not good enough, or that you don't deserve to be happy. The sun is saying, that's not true. You are amazing. You are worthy. You deserve all the good things in life. And oh my gosh, I feel like there's so much healing there, friend. Just like letting go of all those negative self-beliefs and finally embracing your true worth. Okay, so we can't forget about the Amazonite, right? Because it's all about balance. The Amazonite is key here because it's all about speaking your truth, communicating your needs, and finding harmony in your relationships. The Amazonite is all about balancing the spoken and unspoken. And the sun is shining a light on all of that, right? It's revealing what needs to be said, what needs to be communicated, what needs to be brought into balance. Maybe you've been holding back from expressing your feelings, afraid of hurting someone else's feelings, or afraid of being vulnerable. But the Amazonite is saying, it's okay to speak your truth. It's okay to be honest, even if it's difficult. It's okay to set boundaries and protect your own energy. You can balance all of this. You can do it. And the sun is like, shining down on you as you do. It's saying, yes, this is the right path. Keep going. You're doing great. The balancing that Amazonite is there to provide has led you directly to this abundance and joy. Now you get to bask in the light of what you created. So, what does this all mean for you, practically speaking, right? What can you do to harness this sun energy and bring it into your everyday life? Well, first of all, you need to celebrate. You need to acknowledge all the hard work you've done, all the challenges you've overcome, and all the progress you've made. Treat yourself to something special, do something that makes you happy, and surround yourself with people who love and support you. You deserve it. And it also will help solidify this feeling of the sun. Like, really seal it into your life. And then, you need to start shining your light. Start sharing your gifts and talents with the world. Start pursuing your passions and doing what makes you feel alive. Don't be afraid to take risks, don't be afraid to fail, and don't be afraid to be yourself. The world needs what you have to offer. Volunteer in your community. Join a softball team. Take that art class. Now is the time to start living your best life. Find something that brings you joy and do it. And finally, you need to keep speaking your truth. Keep communicating your needs, keep setting boundaries, and keep protecting your energy. Don't let anyone dim your light, don't let anyone take advantage of you, and don't let anyone tell you that you're not good enough. You are amazing, you are worthy, and you deserve all the good things in life. Friend, after all of that intensity, after the tower falling, that Ace of Swords clarity, and this sun finally emerging, you have come through to the other side. It is time. Time to enjoy. Time to shine. Remember, you are strong, you are resilient, and you are capable of creating a life filled with joy, abundance, and fulfillment. Trust yourself, trust your intuition, and trust that the universe has your back. You got this. You are so ready for this. You have everything you need. Go out there and shine your light. And remember that Amazonite, balancing what's spoken and unspoken so you can stand in your power. Hey, my friend. Oh my gosh, this reading is already giving me chills. So you picked the sodalite tree, which is all about grounding, and our theme is roots of unresolved connection. So right away, it's telling me that whatever this is, it's deep-seated and needs some stabilization. Okay, so the cards. The Emperor, the world, and strength. Woo, that is some powerful energy right there. Someone is definitely caught up in something intense, like seriously stuck. So let's dive right into it, okay? Buckle up. First, we have the Emperor, this card. This is all about authority, control, structure. Think of someone who is very much in their masculine energy, whether they're male or female, doesn't matter. They are a leader. They take charge. They like things done their way. They can be stubborn, even a little bit rigid, you know. But they're also providers, protectors, and they build empires, right? So this person, the person who can't stop thinking about you, they likely have a very strong personality. They are someone who likes to be in control, maybe even needs to be in control. And this could be in all areas of their life, their career, their finances, their relationships, everything. They might have a specific vision for how things should be, and they work tirelessly to achieve that vision. Now, what does this mean in the context of you? Well, it could mean a few things. Maybe they see you as someone who challenges their authority, someone who doesn't quite fit into their carefully constructed world. Or maybe they see you as someone they want to bring into their world, someone they want to guide, protect, and yes, even control. Now, that sounds harsh, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It could just mean they care deeply and want to make sure you're safe and taken care of, you know. But the unresolved connection part, that's where it gets interesting. Because if they're used to being in control, and you're not easily controlled, that can create some friction, right? It's like they are trying to figure out how you fit into their plans, or how to integrate you into their life without losing their own sense of power. It's a push and pull, for sure. Maybe they admire your independence, but it also intimidates them a little bit, you know? They want to be the emperor in your life, but you might not be willing to be one of their subjects. And that is driving them crazy. They are constantly analyzing the situation, strategizing how to win you over, so to speak, or how to make this connection work on their terms. It's like a chess game to them, and they are always thinking several steps ahead. They see you as a challenge, a worthy opponent, and that's why they can't stop thinking about you. Also, something is telling me that they could be someone older than you, or someone in a position of power. Maybe they're your boss, or a mentor, or someone you just perceive as being more experienced and established in life. This power dynamic is definitely playing a role in their obsession. The Emperor also represents tradition and structure. Maybe this person comes from a very traditional background, or they have very specific ideas about how relationships should work. And you You might be completely different from what they envisioned for themselves. Maybe you're more free-spirited, more unconventional, and that contrast is both intriguing and unsettling to them. They can't quite reconcile their traditional values with their attraction to you. And honestly, it could even be that they are afraid of what others might think if they were to pursue a relationship with you. Societal expectations, family pressure, all of that could be weighing on them. They are stuck between their desire for you and their fear of disrupting their carefully curated image. So they keep replaying every interaction in their head, analyzing every word, trying to figure out a way to make it work without compromising their own values or their position in society. It's like they respect you, they are drawn to you, but they don't know how to reconcile that with their need for order and control. They are thinking about how they can fit you into their world, but it's proving to be a really difficult puzzle for them to solve. That is the Emperor energy right there. Now, let's move on to the World because, oh my gosh, this card changes everything. The World card is all about completion, endings, new beginnings, full circle moments, right? It's about finishing a cycle and starting a new one. It's about seeing the bigger picture and understanding your place in the universe. It's about achieving a sense of wholeness and fulfillment. So, what does the World mean in the context of this unresolved connection with this Emperor-like person? Well, it could mean that they see you as the key to completing a cycle in their life. Maybe they've been working towards something for a long time, and they feel like you are the missing piece that will finally bring them that sense of completion. Think about it this way. The Emperor builds an empire, right? But what good is an empire if you have no one to share it with? Maybe they've been so focused on achieving success and building their empire that they've neglected other areas of their life, like their relationships or their emotional well-being. And they see you as someone who can bring balance and wholeness to their life, someone who can help them celebrate their accomplishments and enjoy the fruits of their labor. But the thing about the World card is that it also represents endings. So, it could also mean that they see you as the catalyst for ending a cycle in their life, a cycle that is no longer serving them. Maybe they're stuck in a routine or a relationship or a career that is not fulfilling them anymore. And they see you as someone who can shake things up, challenge the status quo, and help them break free from those limiting patterns. This could be scary for them because endings are never easy, right? But deep down, they know that it's necessary in order to move forward and achieve true happiness. And they believe that you are the one who can guide them through this transition, even if it means disrupting their carefully constructed world. So they are constantly thinking about whether you are meant to be a part of their new world, or whether you are meant to help them dismantle their old world. And that is a huge question for them to grapple with. It's like they are standing at a crossroads, and you are the signpost pointing them in a new direction. Also, the World card represents travel and expansion. Maybe they see you as someone who can open their eyes to new possibilities, someone who can broaden their horizons and take them on adventures. They might be yearning for something more than what their current life offers, and they believe that you hold the key to unlocking those new experiences. This could be literal travel, like they want to travel the world with you, or it could be more metaphorical, like they want to explore new ideas and perspectives with you. Either way, they see you as someone who can expand their world and make their life more exciting and fulfilling. And because we're talking about an unresolved connection, it's likely that this cycle isn't quite finished. Maybe there are loose ends to tie up, or lessons to be learned before they can fully move on. And they believe that you are somehow connected to this process, that you are meant to help them resolve these lingering issues and finally achieve that sense of completion. They might be replaying past events in their mind, trying to understand what went wrong or what could have been done differently. And they are wondering if there is still a chance to rewrite the ending to create a more positive outcome with you. The World card is powerful, and it's making me think that they see you as integral to their personal journey, a key player in their ultimate success and happiness, whatever that looks like for them. They need to finish this with you, but here's the thing. All this Emperor energy and World energy can be overwhelming, right? That's where the Strength card comes in, because oh honey, this is where the real magic happens. The Strength card is not about physical strength. It's about inner strength, courage, compassion, and taming the beast within, right? It's about finding that gentle power that allows you to overcome challenges and stay true to yourself, even in the face of adversity. So, how does strength relate to this emperor-like person who is obsessed with you and this world card of completion? Well, it could mean that they are struggling to find their own inner strength, their own courage to take the leap and pursue this connection with you. They might be afraid of being vulnerable, afraid of letting go of control, afraid of what others might think. Remember, we talked about how the Emperor likes to be in control. Well, the Strength card is about letting go of control, about trusting your intuition and allowing yourself to be guided by your heart. And that can be really scary for someone who is used to being in charge. It requires them to confront their own fears and insecurities, and to admit that they don't always have all the answers. So they might be battling with their own inner demons, trying to find the strength to step outside of their comfort zone and embrace this connection with you. They might be questioning their own beliefs and values, trying to reconcile their need for control with their desire for something deeper and more meaningful. And here's where you come in. You might represent the very thing that they are lacking in themselves. Maybe you are incredibly courageous, incredibly compassionate, and incredibly true to yourself. And they admire that about you, but it also intimidates them. They see you as someone who embodies the qualities that they are trying to cultivate within themselves. You are their mirror, reflecting back to them their own potential for strength and authenticity. And that is why they can't stop thinking about you. You challenge them to be a better version of themselves, to embrace their own inner power, and to let go of their need for control. The Strength card also represents compassion. Maybe this person has a hard time showing compassion, both to themselves and to others. They might be very critical and demanding, always pushing themselves and those around them to be better. But deep down, they are yearning for acceptance and understanding, and you. You might be someone who offers them unconditional love and acceptance, someone who sees their flaws and imperfections but loves them anyway. You might be the first person who has ever truly made them feel seen and understood. And that is incredibly powerful and incredibly intoxicating for them. They are constantly thinking about how you make them feel, about the way you look at them, about the things you say to them. They are trying to understand why you have such a profound impact on them and how they can cultivate that same sense of self-acceptance and compassion within themselves. The unresolved connection part comes into play because they haven't quite found that inner strength yet. They are still struggling to overcome their fears and insecurities, and they are not quite ready to fully embrace this connection with you. They might be pushing you away or sending mixed signals because they are afraid of getting hurt or afraid of letting go of control. But deep down, they know that you are the key to unlocking their own inner strength and achieving true happiness. They see you as their muse, their inspiration, their guiding light, and that is why they can't stop thinking about you. This emperor needs to finish a cycle, but it can't be done without you. They are working to find the strength within to make it happen. Okay, oh my gosh, so now we have the Two of Wands. Okay, so wow, this is really interesting. The Two of Wands, okay, so normally this card is all about decisions, planning for the future, and really feeling like you're at a crossroads, you know? It's like you have the whole world in your hands, but you're not quite sure where to go next. It's like you've got this amazing potential, but you're still stuck, kind of paralyzed by all the possibilities. You can see all the different paths you could take, but deciding which one is right is totally overwhelming. So immediately what I'm thinking is, okay, this emperor person, they have all this control, right? They have this vision of the world that they want, this completed cycle. But the Two of Wands is saying that they are feeling stuck when it comes to actually making it happen, you know? It's like they have the map, they have the resources, they even have the inner strength that they're trying to tap into, but they're still hesitant to fully commit to a direction. They are trying to decide what is going to be the next move, right? They are totally stuck trying to decide what path to take. And what's so interesting is that this card comes right after the Strength card, right? So it's like they are trying to find that inner strength, but the Two of Wands is showing that they're still doubting themselves, still second-guessing their choices. Maybe they're afraid of making the wrong decision, afraid of messing things up, afraid of losing control. All of that Emperor energy is probably making it even harder to just trust their gut and go for it, you know? They are trying to micromanage everything, plan every single detail, but life doesn't always work that way, does it? Sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith and see where it leads you, but that's hard for an Emperor type to do. And the thing is, this card has 2 in the title. So what are the 2 things that are in play here? Well, it could be 2 different paths that they are considering, right? One path could be the safe, predictable path, the one that aligns with their traditional values and their need for control. You know, the Emperor path. And the other path could be the one that involves you. The more exciting, more unpredictable path, the one that leads to that world card completion, but requires them to let go of control and embrace the unknown. Maybe one path is staying in their current situation, maintaining the status quo, and the other path is pursuing this connection with you, taking a risk on something new and different. One path is the known, the other is the unknown. And for someone who likes to be in control, the unknown can be terrifying. They don't want to get blindsided. They need to know what's coming next. It is probably hard for this person to embrace the unknown, I am feeling. Or the 2 could represent 2 different people in their life, right? Maybe they're torn between you and someone else, someone who represents that safe, predictable option. Maybe there's an ex in the picture, or someone their family approves of, or someone who just fits more neatly into their carefully constructed world. And they're trying to weigh the pros and cons of each person, trying to decide who would be the better fit for their life. But honestly, it feels like it's more than that, because the cards before are so powerful. It's not just about who is a better fit, it's about who will help them achieve their ultimate potential, who will help them complete that cycle. And the Two of Wands can also represent 2 different aspects of themselves, right? Maybe there's the Emperor side of them, the controlling, rational side that wants to stay in charge and make logical decisions. But then there's also the side of them that yearns for something more, something deeper, something more fulfilling. The side of them that wants to break free from their limitations and embrace their true potential. And these 2 sides are in conflict with each other, making it hard for them to make a clear decision. It's an inner battle, a constant tug-of-war between their head and their heart. So what does this mean for you, my friend? Well, it means that this person is seriously considering you as a major part of their future, but they are not quite there yet. They're still weighing their options, still trying to figure out how you fit into their plans, still trying to reconcile their need for control with their desire for you. They are definitely thinking about you, constantly, but they're also overthinking it, analyzing it to death. They are going over every single detail in their mind, trying to predict every possible outcome. They are probably driving themselves crazy with all the what-ifs and the maybes. Maybe they are literally making pros and cons lists, you know. Pros of being with your name. Exciting, passionate, challenges me, makes me feel alive. Cons, unpredictable, might disrupt my life, could be difficult to control. And then they're comparing that to the pros and cons of staying in their current situation or pursuing someone else. And because the theme is roots of unresolved connection, it's likely that this indecision is rooted in something from their past. Maybe they've been hurt before, maybe they've made mistakes in previous relationships, and they're afraid of repeating those patterns. Maybe they have a deep-seated fear of commitment or a fear of vulnerability. This unresolved connection could be fueling their indecision, because they haven't fully processed those past experiences, so they are projecting those fears and insecurities onto the present situation. They're seeing you through the lens of their past, rather than seeing you for who you truly are. They need to confront those old wounds, heal those past hurts, in order to move forward with clarity and confidence. They need to realize that you are not their ex, you are not their parents, you are not whoever hurt them in the past. You are you, and you deserve to be seen and appreciated for who you are, not for who they are afraid you might be. And here's the thing. The longer they stay in this state of indecision, the more frustrated and anxious they're going to become. Because the Two of Wands is all about potential, but if you don't act on that potential, it can turn into stagnation and resentment. They might start to resent you for putting them in this position, for making them question their choices, for disrupting their carefully constructed world. Or they might start to resent themselves for being so indecisive, for being so afraid of taking risks, for letting fear control their life. This is where the Strength card comes back in, because they need to find the courage to overcome that fear, to trust their intuition, to take that leap of faith. They need to realize that sometimes the greatest rewards come from taking the greatest risks, but it's not going to be easy for them. It requires them to confront their own inner demons and to step outside of their comfort zone. Also, they may be feeling a lot of pressure from outside sources, Maybe their family is pressuring them to make a certain decision, or their friends are giving them unsolicited advice, or society is telling them what they should do. They are trying to please everyone else, but they're forgetting to listen to their own heart. This card is screaming at me that they are at a pivotal moment in their life, a turning point where they have the opportunity to create something amazing, but they're also at risk of getting stuck in a rut. They need to choose wisely, but they also need to trust that whatever decision they make, they have the strength and the resilience to handle whatever comes their way. This Two of Wands is super powerful in this reading because it is showing that they are at a point where something has to give. This is where the rubber meets the road. They can't just keep thinking about it, they need to do something. The next card is going to be really, really telling because it is going to either show them moving forward or staying stuck. It is a major moment for them, honestly. Oh my goodness. Okay, so wow, we just pulled the Devil. Okay, that definitely adds a whole new layer to this, doesn't it? I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? But it definitely means there are some darker aspects at play here. I'm getting a sense that it might be showing, not necessarily that this person is the devil, but more like, what are the things that are holding them back, What are the chains that are binding them? This is gonna be really juicy, I can feel it. So, the Devil card. It's all about temptation, addiction, materialism, feeling trapped, right? It represents our shadow side, the parts of ourselves that we don't want to acknowledge. It's about being bound by our fears and our desires. So, when we look at this Emperor figure, who's already struggling with control and indecision, the Devil card is it's like shining a spotlight on all of their unhealthy attachments. This could be an addiction to work, an addiction to control, an addiction to material possessions, or even an addiction to certain patterns of behavior that are keeping them stuck. Think about it. The Emperor likes to build empires, right? But what if their empire is built on a foundation of fear and insecurity? What if they're constantly chasing after more money, more power, more status because they're afraid of losing what they already have? That's the Devil energy right there. Always wanting more, never feeling satisfied, always feeling like they're lacking something. And remember that Two of Wands, that indecision. The Devil card could be the wrong choice that they are so afraid of making. They see this path that leads to temptation and destruction, and they're terrified of going down that road. Maybe they're afraid of losing everything they've worked so hard for, or afraid of succumbing to their own desires. Or it could be that they think you are the devil, offering them a temptation that could ruin their life, their world. They could think being with you and being honest with their feelings will cause them to lose everything. It's easy for them to feel trapped in this situation, and it's easy to see the devil as the card of being trapped, right? But often with the devil, the chains are self-imposed, They are choosing to stay in this situation, even though it's making them unhappy. They are choosing to cling to their fears and insecurities, rather than breaking free and embracing their true potential. They have to make a real decision. What is going to happen? I am on the edge of my seat here. It goes so much deeper than just temptation, I feel. It's an addiction to a certain lifestyle, to a certain image. This person has likely cultivated this image over a very long period of time, and to shed it feels like it's too much to bear. What will people think? What will people say? So they choose to hide and to be bound to their fears. They want to feel secure, but that security comes at the cost of their happiness. The unresolved connection piece of this is: how long have they been feeling like this? How long have they been trapped? So many questions right now. Now, let's connect this devil card to the world card because, oh my gosh, this is where it gets really interesting. We said the world card represents completion, right? But what if the completion they're seeking is actually an illusion? What if they're chasing after the wrong goals, trapped in a cycle of negativity and self-destruction? Maybe they think that achieving a certain level of success or acquiring certain possessions will finally make them happy. But the devil card is saying that true happiness comes from within, not from external validation. It's all connected. It's like they're climbing this ladder, thinking that when they get to the top, they'll finally be fulfilled. But when they get there, they realize that the ladder was leaning against the wrong wall the whole time. They went the wrong way because they let their addiction to a lifestyle or image be the guiding force in their life. Or maybe the world card represents what they want, that feeling of wholeness and fulfillment, but the devil represents what they fear. They are so scared of being vulnerable, scared of letting go of control, scared of failing, that they're sabotaging their own chances of happiness. It's like they're standing at the edge of a cliff, wanting to jump and fly, but they're too afraid of falling. I'm also feeling that the world card completion might require a sacrifice that feels like it is too much to bear. Maybe this person has to give up something in order to feel whole. What is that sacrifice? A relationship, a job, a way of life. It will feel wrong in some ways to this person because they are going to be attached to it. In their mind, it will feel like the devil. So they're constantly thinking about whether you are worth that sacrifice, whether this connection is worth giving up everything they've worked so hard for. And that is a huge burden for them to carry, and honestly, a little unfair to you. The devil card can also represent a feeling of being trapped by circumstances. They may feel like they don't have a choice, like they're stuck in a situation that they can't escape from. But the devil is also telling me to look deeper. They may be refusing to acknowledge their part in the story. The world card can also represent freedom and liberation, so the devil could also mean that someone or something feels the need to be free. This isn't just about being stuck, it's about feeling stuck, and the person at the center of this may not know the difference. It's like they're wearing blinders, only seeing what they want to see or what they're afraid of seeing. They are just so scared, and it feels so overwhelming to them. The world card and the devil card together are like, they show someone feeling overwhelmed. They want to finish the cycle and feel happy, but something is holding them back. Something feels insurmountable. This is really tough. It's making me wonder if this emperor figure is really as powerful as they seem, or if they're just putting on a show to hide their own insecurities. I am just thinking about it, and I am getting the sense that maybe it's a little bit of both. Okay, let's bring in the strength card again, because, oh honey, this is where the real work needs to happen. We said the strength card is about taming the beast within, right? So the devil card could be the beast that this person needs to tame. It's about confronting their own unhealthy attachments and finding the courage to break free from those chains. This isn't just about overcoming temptation. It's about transforming their relationship with their own desires. They don't want to feel chained to them. They want to be free from the obsessive thoughts that go through their head. The unhealthy attachment is the problem here. The idea that whatever it is they are addicted to is a problem. Maybe they're attached to you in an unhealthy way. Maybe they're obsessed with you, idealizing you, putting you on a pedestal. That's not fair to you, because it's not about seeing you for who you truly are. It's about projecting their own desires and fantasies onto you. It's like they're seeing you as a means to an end, rather than as a person with your own thoughts, feelings, and needs. Or maybe they're attached to something else entirely, something that's preventing them from fully investing in this connection with you. It could be a past relationship, a career ambition, a fear of commitment, anything that's holding them back from being fully present with you. And the chains are self-imposed, remember. They are choosing to stay attached to these things, even though they're making them unhappy. They need to realize that they have the power to break free, to choose a different path. But it requires them to be honest with themselves about what they truly want and to have the courage to go after it. Is their strength being used to suppress their true desires, to maintain a false image to control others? That's the devil, for sure. Strength needs to be about self-control, not external control. It's about using their power to create positive change, not to manipulate or dominate others. Okay, and also, let's not forget our grounding sodalite tree, right? What needs to be grounded here? Maybe it's this devilish energy itself. Maybe they need to find a way to channel their desires and their passions into something productive and healthy, rather than letting them consume them. They need to find a way to ground their energy, to bring it down to earth, so that they can use it in a constructive way. This is about finding balance, about integrating their shadow side into their conscious awareness, so that they can become a more whole and authentic person. This is like the core of what they need to do. They need to take all of this scattered, intense energy and bring it down to earth, ground it, make it real. So how does the devil affect you in all of this? Are you being idealized or demonized? Are they projecting their own fears and desires onto you? This unresolved connection. Is it itself a kind of unhealthy attachment? Maybe both of you are clinging to something that's no longer serving you. Think about those roots of the connection, right? What's at the foundation? Is it love, respect, and genuine connection, or is it something darker like codependency, control, or fear? You need to ask yourself some tough questions about this connection, my friend. Are you enabling their unhealthy behaviors? Are you sacrificing your own needs and desires to please them? Are you afraid of being alone? This is about taking a hard look at the dynamics of the relationship and identifying any patterns that are keeping you both stuck. Oh my gosh, this devil card is intense, right? It's like it's forcing us to confront all the uncomfortable truths about this connection. But don't lose hope. The devil is not the end of the story. It's a challenge, a wake-up call. It's an opportunity to break free from those chains and create a more authentic and fulfilling connection. But the next card. Oh, honey, the next card is going to be crucial in determining whether they can break free or if they'll stay trapped in this cycle. I'm both excited and a little scared to see what comes next. Okay, so now we pull the Queen of Swords. This is like such a powerful card, right? So right away, the Queen of Swords, it's all about, intellect, clarity, truth, and cutting through the BS, It's about seeing things as they really are, not how you want them to be. It's about being honest with yourself and with others, even if it's painful. The Queen of Swords, she doesn't have time for games or illusions. She values truth and justice above all else. She can be, super direct, even a little intimidating because she's not afraid to speak her mind, Okay, so immediately what I'm thinking is, okay, how does this queen relate to our emperor figure who's obsessed with you, right? Well, it could mean a few things. First of all, it could be about you, my friend. Maybe the universe is telling you to embody the Queen of Swords energy in this situation. Maybe you need to be more assertive, more direct, more honest about your own needs and boundaries. You may have been tempted to try to soothe or temper the emperor, but you need to be honest, and you need to be clear. Remember, we talked about how this emperor person is struggling with control and indecision, and how they're trapped by the devil card, right? Well, the Queen of Swords is saying that the key to breaking free from those chains is to be brutally honest with themselves and with this person. You need to cut through all the illusions and get to the heart of the matter. So it's about asking yourself some tough questions, right? What do you really want from this connection? What are you willing to compromise on, and what are you not willing to tolerate? And then, you need to communicate those needs and boundaries clearly and assertively to this person, even if it's uncomfortable. This emperor is really struggling to get it together, honestly. The second way to look at the Queen of Swords is that it's something that the emperor figure needs to embrace themselves. Maybe they need to be more honest, more direct, and more clear. Maybe they're hiding something from you or from themselves, and they're afraid of the truth coming out. maybe they're projecting all their own fears and insecurities onto you, rather than taking responsibility for their own issues. They need to cut the crap, as the Queen of Swords would say, and face reality. Maybe this person is used to being in control, used to manipulating situations to their advantage, but the Queen of Swords is saying that those tactics are not going to work here. The truth will always come out in the end, and the longer they try to hide from it, the more painful it's going to be. They need to be, brutally honest with themselves. Maybe they are the thing that is holding themselves back, and you may need to just give them a dose of reality, right? Hey, I see what you are doing, and I am not here for it. Also, remember that they are trapped by the devil, and that devil energy is super powerful, right? So you are going to have to wield the sword carefully but decisively. Otherwise, you are going to get caught up in their web. But that sounds so exhausting, right? You are going to have to tap into your inner strength and just trust that you are doing the right thing for yourself. You have the power to just cut it off, but also the intelligence to know when you should. The third possibility. The Queen of Swords represents the energy of the situation itself. It's like the universe is demanding clarity and truth in this connection. Things can't stay murky and ambiguous forever. A decision needs to be made, and it needs to be based on honesty and integrity. It's like the universe is saying, enough with the games, enough with the manipulation, let's get real here. Maybe you've both been avoiding having an honest conversation about your feelings or about the future of this relationship. Maybe you've both been afraid of hurting each other or of facing the truth. But the Queen of Swords is saying that it's time to be brave and have that conversation, no matter how difficult it may be. The Emperor is going to be feeling pressure, right? Because, this is so much about pressure. There are some major illusions or deceptions at play here. And maybe it is not even intentional. It's just like you and this person have just been lying to yourselves about what you want. And that is so relatable, right? And maybe it's not even conscious. It's just kind of well, if I just do this thing, then they will do that thing. And it is just not the way. You know what I mean. So that can be a hard pattern to break free of, and takes awareness and self-reflection. I also feel like the sodalite tree, that grounding energy that you chose in the beginning, is so important here. We are so high up in our heads, and we need to ground those ideas into reality. And the only way to get those thoughts out of your head is to be honest about how you are feeling. If you are feeling resentful, say that. If you are feeling unheard, say that. Whatever that is, if you are able to ground that energy, you are going to feel so much lighter and so much clearer. You will know what to do. You are not going to be guessing anymore. But also, it is really easy to get caught up in this super intense Emperor Devil energy, right? And the need for control. So then you are acting out of that need, and that is what you need to be aware of. And here's the thing, the Queen of Swords is not about being mean or spiteful. It's about being clear and honest with compassion. It's about setting boundaries, not to punish others, but to protect yourself. It's about speaking your truth, not to tear others down, but to build a more authentic connection. It's about cutting through the BS, not to be judgmental, but to create space for honesty and understanding. So if you're going to embody the Queen of Swords energy, you need to do it with grace and integrity. You need to be firm but fair. You need to be direct but kind. You need to be honest but compassionate. I know that sounds like a lot, but you have the strength, remember. But it can be hard. She is a queen, so she is wise and experienced. But she also has a sword, so it's a very sharp energy. If you are tapping into this queen, and you're not really clear on what you are doing, you can really hurt people. So the question is, where does your sword need to be directed? Do you need to be directing that sword at this other person? Do you need to be directing that sword inward? And it is not necessarily about hurting anyone, it's just about clarity. It could also be the part of you that needs to die in order for you to be free, or for the Emperor to be free. Because remember, that world card that came up earlier. That world card is about finishing the cycle and starting a new one. So maybe this is the death card of the situation, right? And that sounds scary, but the death card is not necessarily a bad thing. It is just a transformation, right? A shift. So then, what is shifting here? What is dying? You know, maybe the old illusions are dying, or maybe something else has to go. It can also be that you need to cut something out of your life that is no longer serving you. And that does not need to be this person. That can be your own negative thinking. That can be your own attachment to the outcome of this situation. I can feel that you may be putting too much energy into this. Whatever it is, like, you need to protect yourself, okay? So I am feeling like this queen is like, okay, girl, protect yourself. And the card following this one is going to tell us how that needs to be done. Oh my gosh, okay, so here we have the Tower. Like, wow, after all that tension, after all that build-up. The Tower. Honestly, friend, this is a lot. Like, this is a lot. So, the Tower card. What does it mean? Well, generally, it's about sudden change, upheaval, destruction of old structures, right? It's about things falling apart, sometimes violently, sometimes unexpectedly. It can be scary because it often represents loss, chaos, and disruption. But it's also about liberation and freedom. The Tower moment clears away what is no longer serving you, even if it's painful. It's a necessary destruction that makes way for new growth and new beginnings. Okay, so immediately I'm thinking, this Emperor figure who is so obsessed with control and structure gets the Tower card. That is like the universe laughing, right? Like, all that carefully constructed world, all that rigid control, all that fear of letting go. The Tower is just going to come in and shake it all up. This control is coming to an end, or will change in a very drastic way. Okay, so let's think about how this plays out. Remember all the cards we've had up to this point, and how they all connect. With the Two of Wands, this person has been stuck in this place of, like, indecision, and has all of these choices. The Devil energy and the Emperor has been making them so stubborn and stuck. All of the need to try to maintain control and keep everything exactly in its place. The Queen of Swords is calling for truth, but the Tower is not gonna wait for the truth to come out nicely. The Tower is like, nope, time's up. Everything's coming down whether you're ready or not. And friend, it's gonna happen fast. So how does the Tower relate to you, right? Well, there are a few possibilities. It's not just all about them, obviously. First, it could mean that you are the Tower moment in their life, that your presence is what's causing all this upheaval. Maybe you represent something so different, so challenging to their worldview, that their old structures just can't contain you. Think about it, the Emperor likes to be in control, but you are a free spirit. The Devil is about unhealthy attachments, but you are about authenticity. The Tower moment is the destruction of those attachments. Like, this is so exciting. The world represents the completion of a cycle, the old structure, and you are helping this person destroy the Tower so they can get there. So in the sense that you came into this person's life, you have shook it all up. They are likely going to see you as the cause of all this disruption. It's like, before you came along, everything was stable, everything was predictable, and now, chaos. But here's the thing, that stability was an illusion, right? Because underneath it all, they were trapped by the Devil, stuck in a cycle of unhappiness. So even though it might be painful, you are actually helping them break free. You are the catalyst for their transformation. They may not realize it right away, but eventually they'll see that you were the best thing that ever happened to them. Okay, but the second way to look at it is that the Tower is something that's happening to both of you, right? Maybe there's an external event, something completely out of your control, that's forcing both of you to reevaluate everything. It could be a job loss, a financial crisis, a family emergency, anything that rocks your world and makes you question your priorities. This situation, this event, is causing them to need to deal with the Devil situation, that is for sure. Like, maybe you both thought you had all the answers, you both thought you knew exactly what you wanted, but suddenly everything's changed. And now, you're both forced to confront the truth, to let go of your illusions, and to build something new together. Like a literal tower collapsing on both of you, forcing you to work together to rebuild. It might be scary, it might be painful, but it could also be incredibly bonding. This tower is not just about destruction, it's about rebuilding together. But also, I am feeling there is a third possibility, which is that the tower is something that needs to happen within them, right? This emperor figure, stuck with their need for control, their devilish attachments. Maybe the tower is about the collapse of their ego, the shattering of their illusions about themselves. Maybe they thought they were so strong, so powerful, so in control. But the tower is showing them that they're actually vulnerable, that they're human, that they're fallible. It's like the tower is striking down their pride, their arrogance, and forcing them to confront their own weaknesses. They're struggling to find the strength card energy to break free, and the sodalite tree at the beginning is so telling. If they are able to use those things together, I am seeing that these shifts can be really powerful. With all of this energy, that queen is going to be hard to find, but they will be able to make that happen. And this can be scary. They can be feeling like they are losing everything. But if they embrace it, if they let go of control and allow themselves to be transformed, they can emerge from the rubble stronger and more authentic than ever before. And here's the thing about the tower. It's often unexpected. You can't predict it, you can't control it, you just have to ride it out. It's like a lightning bolt that comes out of nowhere and changes everything in an instant. So even if you think you're prepared, even if you think you know what's coming, the tower can still surprise you. It's a reminder that life is unpredictable, that change is inevitable, and that the best you can do is to be flexible and adaptable. The Two of Wands had those two paths. Well, the tower has destroyed both paths and made space for a new one. Okay, so let's bring this back to the sodalite tree, right? How does grounding play into this tower moment? Well, when everything's falling apart, when you're feeling lost and confused, it's more important than ever to stay grounded. To connect with your roots, to remember who you are and what you value. The sodalite tree is reminding you to stay present, to focus on the here and now, to not get swept away by the chaos. This is hard to do, but it is so important. It's about finding that inner stability, that sense of peace and calm amidst the storm. It's about trusting that even though everything's changing, you're still okay. You're still strong. You're still capable of handling whatever comes your way. And you know, that's the strength card coming back in again, right? The tower is a test of your inner strength. It's about seeing how you respond to adversity, how you handle pressure, how you bounce back from setbacks. This tower moment is going to test all of the traits the Emperor values and holds. Here's what I'm feeling. This tower moment is going to force everyone to be really honest about what they want. All of that devil energy, all those unhealthy attachments, they're going to be exposed. And the Queen of Swords is going to be there to cut through the BS and get to the truth. It's like the universe is saying, okay, enough with the games, enough with the illusions, it's time to get real. It is now time for that honesty. I am feeling like it is going to be the Emperor that needs to take a big, honest look at themselves. A lot of self-reflection is required and can be incredibly tough. This process, this shift, it's not going to be easy. There might be tears, there might be anger, there might be pain. But on the other side of it, there's liberation, there's freedom, there's a chance to build something new, something better, something more authentic. The World card is still in play, remember. This is the key. This tower is just the thing they need to feel whole. It's likely you both will either be shaken up or shaken apart. The Emperor has to figure out how to make a real choice. And that unresolved connection, the tower is going to bring it all to the surface. All the hidden feelings, all the unspoken desires, all the fears and insecurities. It's like everything's going to be laid bare, and you're both going to have to decide what you want to do with it. Do you want to run away? Do you want to cling to the past? Or do you want to embrace the future, whatever it may hold? Now you are really in the thick of it. This is big and super important. Are you going to break apart or build something new? I'm so excited to see what's coming. Oh my gosh, okay, so after all of that, we pull the moon. Wow, just wow. I mean, friend, this reading has been a roller coaster, right? We started with this Emperor figure, all about control and structure. Then the world showed us their desire for completion. But then the devil threw a wrench in things with all those unhealthy attachments. The Two of Wands had them stuck in indecision. The Queen of Swords demanded honesty, and then the Tower just blew everything up. And now, the Moon. Okay, so the Moon card. What does it even mean? Well, it's all about intuition, the subconscious, illusions, secrets, and the hidden aspects of ourselves and situations, right? It's about what's lurking beneath the surface, what we can't quite see or understand. It's about trusting your gut feeling, even when things don't make logical sense. And it's about being aware that things are not always as they appear, right? Like, there can be hidden dangers or hidden opportunities lurking in the shadows. So, immediately what I'm thinking is, after all that chaos and upheaval from the tower, the moon is like, what's left behind? It is this energy of what is going on below the surface, right? It's about the emotional fallout, the confusion, the uncertainty that lingers after the dust settles. It is about dealing with the unknown, you know. It's also important to remember that this energy is powerful, and this card is all about cycles, right? We have been talking about those from the start. So how does the moon connect to our emperor figure? Well, remember how the emperor likes to be in control, how they value logic and reason. The moon is like the opposite of that. It's about letting go of control and trusting your intuition, which can be really hard for someone who's used to being in charge. This situation with the tower can be all the more difficult with this going on underneath. Maybe they're feeling lost and confused, unsure of what to do next. Maybe they're questioning everything they thought they knew about themselves and about the world. Maybe they're finally starting to realize that they don't have all the answers, and that's okay. The moon is a reminder that it's okay to not know everything. It's okay to feel uncertain. It's part of the human experience, you know. And the other side of that is this situation could also be making them crazy, because everything is in the shadows. They need to control and understand everything, and this energy is asking them to just have faith and trust. I mean, that probably sounds like torture to this person, right? But they need to hear it. Also, the moon is all about illusions, right? So maybe this emperor figure has been operating under some false pretenses. Maybe they've been lying to themselves about what they really want or what they're really feeling. The moon is shining a light on those illusions, exposing them for what they are. This also could just be about hiding what is actually going on in their mind. This person is thinking about you constantly, and that isn't going away. Maybe they thought they were happy in their carefully constructed world, but the moon is showing them that they were actually miserable, that they were just going through the motions. Or maybe they thought they were in love with someone else, but the moon is revealing that their true feelings lie with you. This person is scared of being alone and is now realizing they are not happy. They have to let go of that ego to make a real change. The thing is, the moon is a tricky card because it can be hard to decipher what's real and what's not. It's like trying to navigate a dark forest, you know? You can't quite see where you're going, and you're not sure what's lurking around the next corner. So it's important to trust your intuition, to pay attention to your dreams, and to be aware of your emotions. These are the clues that will guide you through the darkness. What do you value and what do you want? This really comes into play with that devil energy that we talked about, right? Those chains. Now let's connect the moon to the world card because, oh my gosh, this is so important. We said the world represents completion, right? But the moon is saying that you can't achieve true completion until you've explored your subconscious, until you've confronted your fears and your illusions. Maybe this emperor figure thought they were ready to move on to the next chapter of their life, but the moon is showing them that they still have some inner work to do. They need to delve into their emotions, explore their hidden desires, and heal their past wounds before they can truly achieve that sense of wholeness and fulfillment. And honestly, it is probably a mess. The tower blew up, and the pieces are all over the place. But how do you actually put it back together? And that is the question the moon is asking. Are you going to put it back together the right way? Or are you going to put it back together the way that you think you are supposed to? You have to be sure. Maybe they need to forgive someone from their past, or maybe they need to forgive themselves for their mistakes. Or maybe they need to finally admit that they're not as strong and in control as they thought they were. Whatever it is, the moon is urging them to go there to face their demons and to emerge stronger on the other side. This whole process will involve dealing with this Queen of Swords as well, you know? That honesty. You cannot be honest without dealing with this moon energy. It is so critical. Now, let's talk about the Strength card because, oh honey, this is where the real power lies. We said the Strength card is about taming the beast within, right? So the moon could be representing that beast, those hidden fears and insecurities that are holding this person back. If they embrace that tower energy and free themselves from those devil chains, I think that their beast might surprise them in some ways. Maybe they're afraid of being vulnerable, afraid of letting go of control, afraid of being truly seen for who they are. The moon is asking them to embrace those fears, to acknowledge their weaknesses, and to find the courage to be authentic. It's about realizing that true strength comes not from suppressing your emotions, but from embracing them. It's about being honest with yourself about your fears and insecurities, and then choosing to move forward anyway. It's like the moon is shining a light on all those dark corners of their soul, and the Strength card is giving them the courage to face what they find there. They will need to be brave, but it is worth it. The Two of Wands is an opportunity to decide, with all of this information, what is best. Those two paths are there, but maybe they are going to choose a new path. So, what does all of this mean for you, my friend? Well, it means that this situation is complex, it's emotional, and it's not going to be resolved overnight. The moon is a reminder that patience is key, and that you need to trust your intuition every step of the way. Be kind, be honest, and be clear. Maybe you're feeling confused about this person's behavior. Maybe you're not sure what they really want. The moon is saying that it's okay to not have all the answers, and that you need to trust your gut feeling about what's right for you. It's about setting boundaries, protecting your energy, and not getting caught up in their drama. You are strong, you are powerful, and you deserve to be with someone who is clear about what they want and who is willing to commit fully to the connection. If you are clear and honest, and they are not responding, you can feel confident knowing that you did your part. The tower shook it up, and the moon is cleaning up the scraps. Now, let's bring it back to our grounding sodalite tree, right? With all this emotional turmoil and uncertainty, it's more important than ever to stay grounded. To connect with your roots, to remember who you are and what you value. The sodalite tree is reminding you to stay present, to focus on the here and now, to not get swept away by the emotional waves. It's about finding that inner stability, that sense of peace and calm amidst the storm. It's about trusting that even though things are uncertain, you're still okay. You're still strong. You're still capable of handling whatever comes your way. Take care of yourself. And the sodalite, as you know, is a stone of intuition and communication. Trust your gut and be clear with your words. This stone is a sign from the universe. You know what to do, friend. So, my friend, this is a challenging situation, no doubt. But it's also an opportunity for growth, for transformation, and for a deeper connection, either with this person or with yourself. It's about embracing the unknown, trusting your intuition, and having the courage to be authentic. The moon is shining a light on all the hidden aspects of this situation, and it's up to you to navigate the darkness with grace, with strength, and with a whole lot of self-love. Embrace what you can and release what is no longer serving you. Trust your gut, and you will not go wrong. I know things are hard right now, but I have faith in you. You've got this.